What's up, everybody? How are you doing? And welcome to this Bleacher Report WNBA Draft show. My name is Roz Goldenwade, and I am here literally with my sis, with my homegirl, but also WNBA veteran, newly to the Indiana Fever, 9-year WNBA vet, Monique Billings. What up, Mo?
Hi. I'm so happy we get to work together. It's been a long time coming. I've known this woman for 10 years. I used to shadow her.
Yes.
This is our first time working together. We're going to have so much fun talking hoops, talking all things about the draft.
Actually, in a way, I could kind of be like evaluating the growth, because when you played at UCLA, by the way, congratulations to your Bruins on the championship, you used to come and shadow me in broadcasting, and now here's a full circle moment where we're broadcasting together, sis. That's crazy.
That's insane. I feel like it's just the beginning. Like, we're just getting started.
Love that for us. But you know who it's just the beginning for?
These babies.
All of these babies entering the draft who are coming in for the WNBA's 30th season. What a special year on the cusp of a new CBA. So much excitement around women's basketball in the WNBA. And we are so excited to see who Dallas Wings are going to go with the #1 pick, all the things. But before we get into the picks, one of the best parts of draft is that orange carpet, my girl.
Can we talk about it?
Can we talk about, first of all, you've been to a draft. You were drafted number 15th overall to Atlanta in 2018.
Yep.
What was it like being at a draft and then picking out that fit?
Let me tell you, I never in my life thought I would be able to experience a draft moment. And it wasn't as glamorous as it is now for these young ladies. I'm glad that they get to have the outfit changes. You see here, the scarves, the elegance, all of those things did not exist when I got drafted. I ordered my little dress from House of CB, little $200 dress. It came the day before, and I brought it.
Not next day shipping.
Next day shipping.
You was like this on the draft day, like, please come.
But you know, at that time, you were just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Everyone, it was just simple. But here, they're just so elevated. And I love that. You see Lauren Betts here. The Bruins came through. I know that Coach is sponsoring their outfits.
Yeah.
Coach did a great job.
I love Coach. Been a Coach fan. Generationally a Coach fan. But Coach has been big on the women's basketball side. They absolutely are sponsoring this orange carpet moment for the WNBA. Gianna Neepkins, we're looking at right now, of the UCLA Bruins, the champions.
It's giving Greek goddess.
It's giving goddess. You know, all of the 6 seniors are in attendance in New York City, but only 5 were invited. So Charlize Ledger-Walker said, I'm gonna still pull up.
She's here.
She's still here, and the girls looking great. Also, Lady in Red. Okay, Marta Suarez.
The foreign.
Awa Fam, possibly the #1 draft pick. She said, I'm wearing my power red.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Killing it.
Killing it. It's giving model-esque. Okay, for me, as we look at the ladies who literally look like beauty pageant.
Literally.
Like, they will block your shot, drop 50, give you buckets.
And then get on the runway.
And also serve these looks.
Yeah.
There's no misses
Who's your
here.
favorite? You can only choose one. Who you got?
For me, it's Flage. Flage is giving elegance.
Yeah.
She's giving, for me, she could walk on the Met Gala with this, babe.
I love that.
It's giving dimension. It's giving drama. It's giving just complete elegance. The hair, the face is beat down.
Well, look at the Met
layering.
Gala. She said Met Gala at 6:30. I told my stylist to draft it at 6 Met Gala.
Do I know what I'm talking about?
You called it. Give me some.
Okay, so what are some of your favorite looks?
Okay, I gotta go with Angela Dugalich.
Okay,
And
you going with your UCLA Bruin.
And it's not just because she's a Bruin. I just think she looks great. I love the sparkle. You see her on this side.
Yeah,
with
Coach
the shoulder.
Close. I'm not sure everybody sees it the way we are.
Okay, Coach Close. Shout out to Coach Close. I love the off-the-shoulder moment, though. That's kind of the draft style that I went for when I got drafted.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big moment. And you think about some of these players, like, I mean, Azzi Fudd has already revealed her second outfit of the night.
Like, that's what we do?
She came in with that silver look to start, but I actually already have seen that she revealed from silver tones to golden tones and vibes for the table seat when her name is actually called. Also, hair is a part of the story too. Like, I think Raven Johnson of South Carolina delivered just unbotheredness, grown womanness. Like, she went from SEC Defensive Player of the Year to like, hello, that's Miss Johnson to you, okay? That's Mrs. Johnson to you. I love the bust down for Azzi Fudd. These are big moments because increasingly we're seeing that, like, fashion, branding, storytelling is so important for these players.
Totally.
They're not only handling business on the court, but also off of it, right, Mo? Like, there's so much
like
that
I
goes into
said,
that.
a few years ago, this was not the case. Like when I look at my draft photos, I needed a hairbrush at the end of the night. No one was helping me. They're doing touch-ups. They're doing second and third outfit changes. It's just such a different time. And like you said, with the branding, you have brands sponsoring these athletes, and they so deserve it. They're working hard on and off the court, and their brand is everything.
Well, don't forget, for the collegiate players, they're all coming in off of NIL, grant, revenue share, collective money.
Yeah.
Like, these players are coming in as businesses already with audiences defined. It's a new day and age in women's basketball. It's so excited.
It is.
But actually, you told me that this weekend, heading into the draft, you had a chance to spend some time with these draftees.
I did.
What happened? What was the WNBPA, the Players Association?
Yeah, shout out to the WNBPA because we got this new CBA. They were a huge part of that. I got to hang out with the girlies, with the rookies, and just spend time with them. We went to a dinner, we had a breakfast, and they were able to ask questions. I was hanging out with Alicia Clark, Tina Charles, Lexi Brown, to name a couple. Like, we were there and we were just interacting.
What did they ask you?
All different types of questions. They asked how hard is training camp gonna be. They asked just about travel and just different tips and things that I was asking when I was a rookie coming into the league. And so I think it's a great opportunity for these young ladies to be able to spend time with us, to hang out with us, to pick our brains, and just to see, like, we're normal, we're human.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say we're still figuring it out too. Like, we got it figured out. Once you're a vet, like, you kind of got it, but we have your backs. It was that kind of situation.
For sure. And actually asking a question about what is it like, heading into training camp.
Yep.
Like, the turnaround is insane for these rookies. Like, let me just give you the WNBA schedule. The expansion draft, that's right. There's 2 new teams joining the WNBA, Portland Fire, Toronto Tempo. So that was April 3rd, right? And then it was the Final Four championship game, I think April 5th or something, Sunday.
Yeah.
And then after that, the free agency negotiation period started April 8th through 10.
Yes.
Then signings happened on Saturday, the 11th. Everybody, first of all, congrats to you.
Appreciate
Indiana Fever,
you.
period.
Yep.
The draft is the 13th. My sis, in 6 days, April 19th, training camp starts.
I will be in camp. Y'all.
Okay,
Locked
and
down.
then preseason games, April 25 to May 3rd. The regular season, the first games are on May 8th.
May 8th.
Babe, it was already quick for you turning around from college into the WNBA season and training camp.
Yep.
But because of the CBA negotiations, this is a very unique turnaround.
Yeah.
What's it like being like a college kid and all of a sudden you're with the grown ladies in the W?
It's overwhelming. It can definitely be overwhelming, but you have to remember and stay keyed in on what got you there. I'm here for a reason. This team drafted me for a reason. When I got drafted to Atlanta, I knew that they needed that hustle player, that energy player off the bench, and that's what I brought. So all these young ladies getting drafted, a team might need you to come in and get 30 at night. A team might need you to come in and be a defensive anchor. Whatever your role is, you have to be willing to embrace that, be open, be a sponge, and just show up every single day, giving it your all.
How important is fit, babe?
Fit is everything when it comes to the WNBA, and I didn't realize that. My rookie year, before, at the draft, I'm sitting at the draft table. I wanted to get drafted by LA. I'm an LA girl, SoCal. They skipped me. They chose somebody else. Atlanta chose me. I ended up in Atlanta for 6 seasons. It was the best fit for me. So that showed me right there from that moment, I was like, fit is everything.
Right. It can change the trajectory of a career. Speaking of fit, you just chose in free agency the Indiana Fever. All eyeballs are on that team.
Yep.
Very exciting what they're doing there with Caitlin Clark, with Aaliyah Boston, and now you. So what was this period about, and why did you choose Indy?
I'm hyped. I had some great options. I think with Indy, I felt like a priority. Feeling wanted is a really big thing. So feeling wanted, feeling like I'll be in the system. And see, we got a little highlight package.
Period.
All this is what I'm bringing to Indy.
Come on, Block, don't you bring that in here, Jordan Cannon. We love you, but don't you ever do that again.
I love my point guard, JC, forever. But yeah, no, I'm excited. Playing with Caitlin Clark for Team USA this past offseason, playing with Kelsey Mitchell as well.
In Puerto Rico?
No, with Unrivaled.
Oh, in Unrivaled.
In
okay.
Unrivaled. So being able to play with both of those guards this past offseason, I built synergy with them and chemistry, and I just want to keep that going. So I'm excited. I like the pieces that Indiana is bringing in as well. We're going to be tough. We're going to be gritty. It's going to be fun. A lot of buckets, a lot of threes. I'm hyped.
So exciting. And right now, for those of you who are watching along with us, it is official. The Dallas Wings are on the clock. We are going to get this #1 pick coming in soon. But another aspect, Mo, as we wait to hear where that's going to be, is this new CBA. Like, very Transformational is the word we keep hearing over and over again. Absolutely significant for gender pay equity, for women's sports. This was historic. This is going to have impact for years to come.
100%.
One of the most exciting things, the bag.
The bag.
The bag. Oh, I love that. They right on top of it.
We were just singing Bag Lady.
I mean, talk about a minimum salary that jumps from maybe $70,000 to $300K, or an average from like $120 to $600K, or a max from $250 to $1.4 million. And over the years, it's only going to go up. Like, in real time, what is it like getting ready for this experience and realizing new wealth?
A lot of gratitude, but you have to remember the women who came before you, who you're standing on their shoulders at this point. They got you to this point, the pioneers. And it's unfortunate they didn't get to experience this, but they knew it was coming one day, and so they paved that way for players like myself, for these rookies to be able to make more money. So I'm excited. I'm really grateful. Yeah, we making moves, money moves.
Absolutely. The WNBA players are where the money reside. Where the money reside. And actually, too, like, you know, you mentioned the generations before you, though.
Yeah.
Retired players are getting that check.
That's huge.
You know, so
That's
depending
huge.
on the amount of years of service that you've given, you could get as much as $100,000 to as little as $30,000 one-time payment for retired players. So y'all looked out for everybody.
For sure, for sure. Everybody
All right.
eats.
All right, so let us get ourselves to the draft, because the Dallas Wings are on the clock. And do we have the official pick?
We have the pick.
We have the official pick. It is Azzi Fudd out of UConn, and she looks beautiful. She is with her family at her table. You know, mom and dad are there. Mama and Papa Fudd around and find out. You know, what's your first reaction? Because there were a number of ways this could have gone. People were thinking Azzi Fudd, Awa Fam, even Olivia Miles. Even Lauren Betts was starting to be talked about in that pick.
I mean, this pick makes so much sense to me, because if you see in free agency the last couple of days what Dallas has done, they've added a huge front court. Great moves when it comes to bigs that they've added to their roster. So I knew that they were going to look for a guard. I had a feeling. And so I think this is a great choice. Paige and Azzi played together. They have that championship caliber play, having won at UConn. So I think this is a great choice.
Absolutely. What team couldn't use a player that can shoot the ball, stretch the court, is probably the purest shooter in the draft. Her efficiency is so high. If there were any questions about her availability, because so much of the beginning of her career was injury marred, her senior season, she played every single game, you know, and the ball and the responsibility is on her a lot. On top of that, she could get more credit for the defensive side of the ball. Do you know she averaged 2.5 steals a game? My sis was, you know, frisky out there. She was scrappy on defense. So I think any team could use that, and certainly spacing like that could be useful around, you know, an Arike Ogunbowale or with Paige Beckers, you know, who's such a willing passer to create and find her on the side. You know, you look at the rest of the projected starting five here. Big free agency signing, Alana Smith. Shout out to Stanford grad. But also last year's co-defensive player of the year. Like, you've got size in there. Lee Yaroo had a really nice showing at Unrivaled. What do you make of how she fits in with this group here?
Azzi specifically?
Azzi.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like you said, a guard that can play both offense and defense. When you see Dallas last year, they lacked in some areas as far as being able to score. You have Paige. Arike wasn't available for every game. They had some injuries. I like the mix of them being young, having some vets as well. I think that's going to be a really good mix. Dallas is looking really, really tough.
Yeah.
That's our first game of the season, by the way.
Oh, is it?
At Dallas. So
you know what? They're going to be young, scrappy. They got a lot of new head coach, you know, Coach Fernandez over there. But, okay, so this is something that we have. This is going to be our first time doing this, guys. Bear with us. So we give this a grade. What are you giving? And we've got like a grade from like A to F, right?
We doing it at the same time?
I guess so. Just press the button, producer extraordinaire. Okay, Mo, you first.
All right. I'm giving an A. I think this is very solid.
Yes. Okay.
Very solid.
And then I will give a grade. An A as well. Absolutely. This is a great pick. Congratulations.
Great pick.
And also, it's an exciting storyline to follow, the friendship and being reunited between Azzi Fudd, Paige Becker, is the UConn story there.
Yep.
On top of, you've got a legitimate player who can contribute on both ends. You couldn't have gone wrong. And she's bringing a fan base, and she's bringing attention. I mean, if you want to also build up the culture in Dallas, and also speaking of culture, I mean, Azzi is a culture player. She's got a good heart. She's a good egg, you know, super resilient.
The people's princess, so they say.
The people's princess.
So
yes.
the princess is making her way to Dallas.
You know, this is the marketing campaigns alone are
Yeah,
gonna be crazy.
this is
Like,
true.
you
This
know,
is true.
people are gonna pull up to see Paige and Azzi on this court, plus Arike. Can you imagine that guard trio?
It's a lot of star power.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think it works because Azzi doesn't have to bounce the air out of the ball.
Agreed. There's a lot of spacing. I think the spacing is great. They add a post like Alana Smith, who's able to shoot. You got Lee Rue, who can also shoot. You have a gritty post inside in Jess Shepard. So many different options, so many ways that you can go. They're a very versatile team. And like I said, you got vets on the team. They're also young. I think it's a good combination of both.
Yeah, what's this moment like? She's getting so much love from like her UConn teammates right there. That's Sarah
So
Strong.
She'll be in the draft in the next couple of years. You already know she's gonna be a #1 pick.
Absolutely. I mean, the future is super bright for women's basketball. Did you see that the women's tournament averaged like 10 million views? Or not the women's tournament, the championship. Like 10 million people on average were watching. I mean, eyeballs are on it.
Exactly. That's why it's a great time, not only just to be a women's hooper, but even to be a fan, to be tuning in, to be watching these storylines, to be a part of the journeys. So excited to have y'all.
Okay, so Dallas Wings, they struck for Azzi Fudd.
Yep.
All right, let's move to the Minnesota Lynx because they got the #2 pick here. That comes from the Chicago Sky. So the Minnesota Lynx, first of all, let's just talk about where they are and what they need. Like, what do you see from them?
Oh my gosh, 2 years in a row, tough games in the championship. Well, not making it to the championship this past year, but having great postseason runs and not going all the way, I know that's tough. You got Fee, who has an injury, who's gonna miss a little bit of the season. Where do they go from here? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. You can go so many different ways, honestly. Man, looking at this, I'm kind of stuck. I don't know.
I mean, so, you know, people are thinking like it could be Olivia Miles, you know, very pass-first point guard, you know, culturally, they are a great passing team, although they're also a great defensive team, and those are the questions on Olivia Miles. Awa Fam is, by many, was considered to be the #1 draft pick, and so she is still on the board at #2. She might go.
And with Fee being out for a while, I can definitely see that. Her making an immediate impact for this team.
Absolutely.
Oh, you called it.
The pick is in. Okay, so at #2, going to the Minnesota Lynx, it is Olivia Miles out of TCU.
Oh,
Congratulations! Oh my gosh,
she's
the
holding back the
emotions.
tears.
Mo, can you just talk through this moment, like actually getting your name called and the
Honestly, it's a blur. It's a blur. You're like, who do I hug next? I don't even know. Like, I'm me wearing a dress. I'm like, do I look okay? I want to be, you know, my family's there. You're so much going through your mind.
So much.
You don't have a second to process it.
And actually, there was a really sweet hug she just had with Mark Campbell, head coach at TCU. He's done a great job with point guards, you know, whether it was Sabrina Ionescu or even Haley Van Lith helping her in her last year. And now just Olivia Miles having an incredible season, career high, 19.6 points, 6 triple doubles. She shined in the tournament.
Yeah.
She passes that rock. She got flair to her game, you know?
She totally does, but the way she's able to get downhill, the way she's able to create for herself as well as other players on her team, I'm excited to see her as a pro. She's been a pro in my eyes for a long time, so I'm excited to see her game from college transition to the pro level.
You know, I actually think she's a player too that has even more upside. Like there's a lot more growth for her to do, you know? And when she really learns that adjustment on the defensive end at the pro level, the questions are is that she hasn't been great on defense.
Yeah.
And look, you're gonna go to a program. This is a program.
Come on now.
Listen, Cheryl Reeve not gonna play with you, Olivia Miles. She's gonna expect your attention, and she'll find a way to teach you what the program is. I mean, I think this could be a really nice situation for her to develop under Cheryl Reeve as well. Who one thing about Coach Reeve, she really milks the best out of her players. Look at that roster last season that nobody would have maybe said this roster is the best in the W, but ended up maximizing the potential of every single one of those players. And while it didn't end in a championship for the Lynx, they were the #1 team throughout the regular season and mostly dominant.
100%. Coach Reeve is a coaching genius. Like you said, she knows how to get the best out of her players. You've seen great players go there and thrive, succeed. Maya Moore being one of those players. Nafisa Collier, the career that she's been having. Even a Courtney Williams who's came into this team and has done damage. So, yeah, I think this is going to be, I'm really excited for Olivia Miles.
Okay, well then let's give it a grade. You first, Mo.
Okay. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna give it a B because I just hope she gets some PT. I hate when rookies come in and don't get PT. You know, she's gonna be playing behind some really great guards, so it's gonna be interesting seeing where she fits in. I'm surprised this team actually didn't go with a big, like you said, an Awa Fam, thinking about Nafisa Collier being out for a while. So that was kind of surprising to me, but I think it's solid. It's still a solid move.
I think it's solid. I'm gonna give it an A-, just because there's still questions with it and a lot of room for growth and knowing exactly what Olivia Miles, immediate fit. Like we knew exactly what Azzi Fudd was going to do for Dallas Wings, but I feel like Olivia Miles is gonna fit in. Like, she has targets.
Yeah.
She loves to pass that ball. She's also a capable scorer. And I think she's got a great coach, the right coach to help her grow in her rookie year. I think she's going to get opportunity, too. Check this out. The Lynx lost a lot in free agency, bro.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Alana Smith, gone. That's your reigning co-defensive player of the year. Natisha Heidemann, candidate for sixth player of the year, like off the bench, immediate impact, gone. Dejanay Carrington, defense, and can be really high impact even.
That's a good point.
Gone. Bridget Carlton, gone. Jessica Shepard, gone. Like, we don't even know how healthy Nafisa Collier is going to be. She's coming off of 2 ankle injuries.
It's going to be a reload season for the Lynx for sure.
So it also means Olivia Miles is going to get a chance to be thrown into the fire, hopefully.
I really hope so. That's my biggest thing. I hope that she's able to. You see these players go to these new teams. They have great fan bases. They had a great college career, but you're coming in behind all-stars, vets. Like, they're going to eat too. So where it all fits in and how it meshes together, I'm sure Cheryl's going to make it work. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to play against it. I love playing against great competition.
We talked about the bag of the new CBA, which takes into effect this season.
Yep.
So, you got Olivia Miles coming in. You also have Courtney Williams coming back. What do you think that combination matches up? I mean, Courtney has played 1. She's also been a natural 2 at times. So how does that work? Also knowing, speaking of the bag, Courtney Williams she's making over $1 million a year now. And you couldn't be happier for Court, bro.
Couldn't be happier.
Really getting to, she said, first in my family.
Yeah, which is huge. And she claimed that years ago. I was teammates with Court, I think my 4th year in the league. She was a great vet to me, so I know she's going to be a great vet for Olivia Miles to learn from. And even Court, you see her at Unrivaled. She's been hooping, she's been consistent. The last 2 seasons with the Lynx, she's been incredible as well. So I think she's just going to continue from here. I mean, that bag is going to make you work a little bit harder. When you know you're playing for that money, essentially, you have to show up like $1 million player, and that's a different mentality. And I know that that's something that Courtney is going to tap into for sure.
Can we have a moment of silence? What does this mean for stud buds? Because Courtney Williams and Natisha Heidemann have been separated.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're not gonna get the daily content stream.
You know what? As competition, I'm not mad about that. Because when we play there, they had the pink wigs, it's the whole thing, and those are 2 of my homegirls. So I love them dearly, but I'm not mad about it.
All right, guys. So looking at this draft, we already have the top 2 picks in. So we have the Dallas Wings. They went with Azzi Fudd. We got the Minnesota Lynx. They went with Olivia Miles. Okay, so coming up on this draft board, it's going to be the Seattle Storm. And there's a whole lot of new and a whole lot of room for a rookie to make some noise over there.
I mean, we keep saying Awa Fam. Every single pick. Go ahead.
Are you surprised that with the bigs talent that we had in Awa Fam and Lauren Betts, that it's 2 guards that have gone first?
No, because we talk about fit, right? I'm not surprised. I think the guards that they chose are great. I think the bigs are great as well. When you look at Seattle and look at what they need, you have Azzi coming back.
Magmagor.
Yeah, Azzi Magmagor coming back. I played with her at Unrivaled this past season. So you have her coming back, and then you have Dawn Malunga.
Wait, so I actually don't see another big being a great fit here.
What? You always need like a 3rd big, though.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, because Dominique Malunga is already a project that a European young project, big.
But there's
I actually see Dom as a great case study for Awa Fam. Like,
Okay,
and
elaborate
you
on
just
that.
paid Azzi Magbagor as well. Like, you just gave her, like, she got the big bag. So, and you've committed to Dom. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, what happens here. I mean, there are some really big departures out of Seattle too.
That's what I was just about to say.
But like guards, wings forward. So it's
Nneka
Skylar Diggins
Ogwumike.
forward.
Yes.
You're talking about 6'6" centers.
Yeah.
Nneka Ogwumike.
Who plays the center?
Sure. Listen, I know my sis. Her versatility is quite impressive.
This is true. This is
Skylar
true.
Diggins.
Yeah.
Gabby Williams.
Yeah.
The defensive presence.
Who they got?
And the pick is in. Well, listen, I'm sure the folks at Seattle are much smarter than I. But I think you go with the top talent left. And so that's
exactly.
Awa Fam.
Exactly.
Representing for Spain. And she
looks
comes in at the number 3 pick. Can we have a moment? I don't think we have. Did we discuss her beautiful lady in red fit? She looks amazing.
Beautiful. So I actually played against Awa Fam. Hold on, let's rate this first, and then we'll talk about that. I'm giving this an A+. I played against Awa Fam when I was with Fenerbahce in October. Played against her. Great competition. I'm like, this girl, she's 19 years old, but
she's only 19.
Already looks like a pro, plays like a pro. I mean, she's playing professionally overseas, but I mean, in the W, I think it's going to be a great fit. She has the build, she has the confidence, the swag. So I can't wait to see this young lady dominate this year.
Absolutely. Her versatility and footwork, she can pass, she can work in the pick and roll. She's young, 19, but she's already got pro experience.
Yep.
I mean, really quick, decisive moves. This isn't someone who's uncomfortable with her body, which is a little bit different than Dominique Malunga, who I think coming in as a rookie really had to learn strength, movement, positioning on the court, although I think unrivaled for Dominique Malunga was huge. What do you think? I mean, you saw her there.
No, I totally agree. I mean, playing against her, you can't teach height. Playing against Dom is a whole nother level. But I think Awa Fam, she actually reminds me of Azzi Magbagor in a lot of ways. I think they're going to play so well off of each other. This is a tall team right here, this Seattle team.
They're going to be big.
Tall, athletic, versatile, like you said.
And, you know, let's say you're somebody who didn't have the number 1 pick. You're a team. You probably didn't think, like, you were really going to see Awa Fam. Like, for Seattle Storm, they were probably like, whoa, I can't believe she's still here. I'm going to take her, you know? Like, do you think that all of those bigs, because now it's Azzi Magbagor, Dom Malunga, Awa Fam, I think Stephanie Dolson has also signed there. So who's a veteran big, you know, do you see any tandem playing them together on the court? Like, what do you see with this now stockpile of bigs that they have?
All 4 of those bigs can stretch the floor. They're all able to shoot. They all can play on the inside. 3 of them, I would say, are very athletic, can take the ball up. They're so versatile. I think maybe at times 3 of them can play on the floor together, which is so scary to think about.
Yeah, and look, shout out to new head coach Sonia Rahman, who, you know, was with the New York Liberty, has coached with the Memphis Grizzlies, coached all the smart girls at MIT back as a college coach. And Talisa Rea, that's my girl out of Alaska. She's the GM over there.
Wait, did you give it a rating?
I'm about to give it a grade.
Okay.
I'm gonna say A-.
Okay.
What did you say?
I said A+.
You said A+.
I was tough. And when
I'm only giving it A- because I do feel that that's a lot of bigs, and 2 of them at minimum, 3, like 2 of them need a lot of time and development. And I'm just curious about how the minutes work there, and does anybody lose the opportunity to just have more time on the court to work on their game? Dom Malunga made huge strides in Unrivaled.
Right.
And like, if you now have to give, what if Awa's putting pressure on her time? What if she's developing or ready faster than Dom is? Dom had some things to learn.
This is true.
She wasn't ready right away.
This is true. I think this team is going to want whoever produces, honestly. So I don't think...
Yeah, but doesn't that suck? I'm sorry to interrupt. Because you just paid Azzi Magbagor the big bag.
Correct.
Then you just picked up Dom Malunga.
She's a baby.
But she was like number 2?
Yeah.
Number 2 last year? And then, number 2. And now you picking up Awa 3, like, and then you have Steph Dolson. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think, look, it's a good problem to have if you're the Seattle
100%.
Storm. But from a player's perspective, what if there's not enough minutes to go around?
I know exactly what you mean. So how I'm thinking about it, I think that this year is going to be maybe a developmental year for Awa. She's 19, she's young, hasn't played in the W yet. This is a player that they're going to look to develop for a while, that they're investing in. Dom Malunga as well, a player that they've invested in. Azzi's going to have to be mama bear for all of these bigs, and obviously Big Mama Steph herself. She's going to have to be mama bear as well, but take these bigs under their wings and really teach them the way.
Okay, you heard it here from the 9-year WNBA vet herself who knows all about these rotations and rosters and stockpiling. Listen, sis, I just want everybody to be great. Okay, let's get back to the draft board because now we're at number 4. The Washington Mystics are on the clock. Okay, let's talk about them and what they're up to. What do you think about this Mystics team that last year was super young and you know, a little spicy?
I think they're still going to be young going into this year. They made some interesting moves. Michaela Onyenwere, shout out to her.
UCLA Bruin. I see what you did there.
You feel me? We just saw that Shakira Austin is going to be returning. That's huge for them. What they need, what they're missing, let me think about this.
They've been stockpiling picks. So tonight in this draft alone, guess what they have? The 4, the 9, the 11, the 16, the 27, and the 28 pick in this draft.
And they just got their pick.
And the number 4 pick is in, Lauren Betts.
That's exciting.
Yes, we are so happy. Corey Close, Lauren Betts. Look at her huge brother. That whole family is huge. He's giving Robin
Coming
Lopez.
off the championship. Go, Lauren.
Coming off the championship. Coming off the conference player and defensive player of the year. Coming off of the most outstanding player in the Final Four award. Every award that she did, that they had, she did it. She was incredible. You know, one thing that stands out to me about Lauren Betts, in the tournament, she shot nearly 69%. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's 70. Like the scout is in. Everybody's trying to stop her from what she's doing, and yet you could still throw that ball in there 10 times, 7 times, she's gonna make that thing.
And what I see with Lauren, she's just very consistent, able to go off of either shoulder, back you down in the post. We see her hitting the midi as well. I think she'll eventually elevate her game to start hitting threes. That's where the game is going. But I think she's been dominant, and I see her coming to this team and also continuing being dominant.
What about her defensive side of the ball? 4-time Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten.
Huge, huge, showing up on both ends of the floor. And when I look at this Mystics team, I see a whole lot of defense. Kiki Iriafen, obviously Shakira Austin had a great unrivaled season. Both of them did. You have your vet, Alicia Clark. Would love to play with her. Georgia Amore coming back is going to be exciting. And you got to shout out Sonia Citron. I played with her as well in Unrivaled. She's just a pure bucket. So this team is still going to be young, scrappy, feisty, and now really, really big and dominant inside.
Yeah, and Kiki Iriafen and Sonia Citron in particular were steals in some ways of the draft. No, I mean, I guess it was 3 and 4. I guess you wouldn't call it steals, but I don't know that people expected those 2 rookies to be all-stars. And I'll use this time to get on my Stanford box and say, what a shame that they dismissed GM Jamila Weidman for the Washington Mystics, who really had them on a track, did some nice draft picking. That can set a franchise up for the next years, or it could set you back.
This is true.
And instead now I think leading everything will be head coach Sidney Johnson, and he'll continue to, you know, also lead basketball operations for now.
I'm excited to see where this team goes. That's a big move, a GM leaving a team. Going to be interesting seeing where the rest of their picks go.
There's so many in this draft, and at number 9 and 11, I mean, these could be high impact picks. These, you know, once you get at that 11 and 19, like it also takes some savvy, you know-how to make the most of this. This could set the Mystics up for the next couple of years on what they need to be. In
that 9 and 11 spot, there's typically some steals in that spot.
For sure.
Some people that might have missed out. But again, it's all about fit. You want to go where it makes the most sense for you.
Yeah. All right, let's give a grade to this.
Okay.
For Lauren Betts.
I'll let you go first.
I'm going to say A- again. I think that Lauren Betts is the best player that was available at this moment. I still think that there's a lot of, you know, talent ahead of her in that position. I think Kiki Iriafen, I think Shakira Austin. These are both players that need a lot of development.
Agreed. You know, I'm going to give this a B. I think it's very solid. I'm looking at all 3 of those bigs. None of them are really shooting bigs. And so where's the spacing? That's what I'm thinking. How are they going to play together? You got Lauren Betts. She's going to be in the paint. Kiki Iriafen, she dominates the paint. Shakira Austin dominates the paint. Where's the spacing? And so that's going to be interesting for me to see. So I would actually expect Washington to maybe draft a 4, maybe a bigger 3 player with one of their picks later on in the draft.
Or some shooters, you know. And don't forget, Georgia Amore will be coming off of that ACL injury. So, you know, that first year back is tough too.
Yeah.
You know, so we're looking at Alicia Clark, a veteran, but You went with the top young talent, a two-way player with impact on offense and defense. All right, congratulations. All right, okay, on the clock is the Chicago Sky, and wow, Gabriela Jaquez at the 5 pick?
Chicago got a good one, a bucket.
Wow, wait, guys, this is a jump in any outlook coming into this college season and even coming out of the college season.
Yep.
That girl played her way into the number 5 pick for the Chicago Sky. You go, Gabriela Jaquez. You don't know how big this stage can be, and she was fantastic.
She had her best game of her career in her last game.
Period.
Which is what you want to do. That's how you want to finish your college season. And how she does it, she just works hard, man. She's just a hard worker. I selfishly was hoping she'd be at 9 so Indiana can steal her.
To me, she felt super indie. She felt super like
so
her and
indie.
Lexi Hall or something like.
Oh.
But Jaquez.
We're still going to have a great pick, whoever we choose.
Yes. That final game, the championship game, it was like, I was there at the Final Four. Like, it was like energy poured out of her. She lit the whole arena up. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Like, she was incredible. Her senior year, she was incredible. Like, career high, 13.5 points per game. But she was efficient from the field. 54% from 3, 39, almost 40%. Free throws, 86%. This is a kid with a high motor.
Yeah.
I spoke with her after that championship game, Mo. She, some kids are different. They get up different for these big games. She's not afraid at all. And she was like, I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't wait for the chance to play in this championship game.
Very poised, very confident coming into that game. I'm gonna give this an A++++++. I don't know if it showed up. Yeah, I'm giving her an A+++. I think she's a great player. She does the intangibles. She's the type of player where she doesn't need a play drawn up for her. She's just gonna go get a bucket, whether it's an offensive rebound, whether it's a hustle play. Obviously, her brother,
Jaime.
Yeah, Jaime, playing in the NBA, she comes from that type of legacy. She's gonna be able to learn from him as well. This is a great pick for Chicago.
I'm gonna give it an A as well, which is my highest grade so far. I'm reserving that A+. I don't know where that A+ is gonna go. We're already at number 5. Dang.
I know.
I don't know if I give one out
again,
tonight.
it's about-
I don't know. I'm not just gonna willy-nilly give the A+ out, but I'm gonna give it an A because Gabriela Jaquez was actually one of the players I was watching coming into the draft. I kind of fell in love with her game.
Yep.
I actually kind of first saw her doing all her TikTok dances. And I think with Chicago too. Chicago's in a moment of culture reset.
Yeah.
Like, in general, there's a lot of new Sky's coming in. Skylar Diggins, Dejanay Carrington, Shakira, Azure Stevens, Rakia Jackson, and then of course Camila Cardoso remains
That's a squad.
as Angel Reese was traded
Yeah.
to the Atlanta Dream. So Tyler Marsh will be in his 2nd season. Obviously, there's going to be a magnifying glass on this team as they see what does it look like again after they shipped a star out in Angel Reese. And so, the locker room, there's room for culture, and I think a good culture kid is Gabriela Jaquez. What do you think?
I totally agree with that. And when I'm looking at this starting 5, you want someone coming off the bench who's bringing energy, who's bringing a fire. They don't necessarily need to go get a bucket. Gabriela Jaquez is able to go do that, but I think she's going to be asked to get some defensive stops. She's going to be asked to bring the hustle, the defense, to give some of these players a rest when they come off the bench and play alongside of them as well. So, yeah, I think this is a great pick.
And they showed Jaime Jaquez, her brother, on TV on the FaceTime, sending a message. He was actually, and the whole family was at the game in Phoenix for the championship game. These are a UCLA family. They grow up,
Go Bruins.
hoping for that championship. But to your point, what does a player coming off the bench need to be? And you want to come off the bench with some energy.
Yeah.
I think she's a player that can change a game with high impact minutes.
I totally agree. And you don't want there to be any drop off. When a player
Yes.
comes into the game, if the starting 5's already doing well, they're cooking, you want to be able to rest your starting 5 a little bit. So whoever's coming off the bench needs to be able to come in and also contribute in that way. There can't be any drop off. She's a rookie. Rookies are going to make mistakes. I mean, shoot, everyone's going to make mistakes. It's a part of the game. But
Yeah.
I think she is going to learn fast in this league because she does a lot of the intangibles, which
Right.
is just hustle, playing hard, and getting a bucket.
Big motor kid. Big working hard.
motor kid.
And she's got good size. She's 6 foot. She's solid. And I think not only not have a letdown, but sometimes coming off the bench can be a complete changeup. It'd be a change of speed or physicality or defensive look. And so I think she could be whatever coach needs. All right. let's take a moment and a beat. We got the top 5 draft picks in. Just to recap, Azzi Fudd at 1 went to the Dallas Wings. Olivia Miles at 2 went to the Minnesota Lynx.
Yep.
Awa Fam, people thought would be the #1 draft pick at 3. Seattle Storm were happy to have her. Lauren Betts, okay, the most outstanding player of the champion UCLA, the first of UCLA to go. 6 seniors, and now 2 are down with Gabriela Jaquez at number 5, heading to the Chicago Sky.
You bring up something interesting too, Roz. You said Awa Fam, we thought she was going to go #1. I want people to know, and they're probably seeing now, you can't pay attention to these draft boards. You cannot pay attention to these draft boards. I'm not going to say they're all wrong, but most of them are. And so as a player, I didn't realize this, but when I was getting drafted, I'm looking and I'm like, oh, it has me going here. I'm going to LA at 8, and it didn't work out that way. So players looking at it, we keep talking about fit, but that is a consistent theme that we're going to keep bringing up. It's all about fit.
For sure. And I will point out, I feel like, for those first 4, we didn't know the exact order it was going to go, but we pretty much knew it was going to be those 4.
I'm surprised it was Gabriela Jaquez.
Gabriela Jaquez at 5 is so far the surprise of this draft so far.
Yeah.
Like, of the 5 picks we've seen, I don't think there was any draft board that had that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't listen to the draft board.
Can't listen to the draft board, my girl. You said that. And also to talk about how finishing strong, how that stage of the Final Four, how the compelling story and success of UCLA, like you played your way into this, babe.
Man.
You can absolutely change your draft stock. Wait, Gabriela Jaquez, like that's crazy.
Earned a bigger bag just from going hard.
Love that for her. Okay. So now we are heading to the number 6 draft pick, and that is going to be with the Toronto Tempo.
New team.
New team. Mo, you have the experience of being on an expansion team last season with the Golden State Valkyries.
Yeah.
What is it like to be on a team that's brand new?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you don't know what to expect. You go in and you just have to have the mindset of, okay, I'm here for a reason, 1, and 2, it's all gonna work out.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be good. And you have to buy in. I think that's why we had so much success at Golden State, because we bought in. Coach Natalie Nakase and her staff were incredible. We were locked, man. We were locked in. As a team, we enjoyed playing with each other. We had a very solid locker room. Culture was a big thing. And I think we just showed up every single day. We locked into the game plan that they put in front of us on the offensive side and on the defensive side, and we made some noise.
What advice would you have for the Toronto Tempo in making sure that the experience is a positive one for their players that are, 1, joining a brand new franchise that never existed, but 2, also existing outside of the U.S., outside of the country in Canada?
That's a really great question. First, I would say just have a level of openness. Be open to the experience, be open to the journey. You don't know how it's going to go, but you just have to rely on the great people around you. One thing that I like that Toronto's done, they've brought great vets in. Brittany Sykes, Marina Mabry, those are great vets who are going to lead the way, lead the charge for them. I think they have the pick coming up.
Yes.
So I can't wait to see who they're about to get in the 6. Ooh, 3 Bruins in a row.
This is crazy. Congrats to your UCLA Bruins, my girl Mo, right here in a love.
Bruins.
How special for these girls.
That is so
Kiki
cool.
Rice.
Kiki,
Do you love me?
Are you right?
There go her boyfriend, loving basketball, Mr. Wallace.
I know, I'm so here for
Off
that.
of the OKC Thunder, here to support his girl, parents, family, Coach Close. Kiki Rice, what's your first reaction seeing her go to the Toronto Tempo?
She's had her best season this year. I think consistency, that's the word that comes to mind with all of the Bruins, but I think she showed up in big ways, especially in the tournament. I think she had big moments, taking big shots, able to score at all 3 levels. I like the way she led this team as well. Very poised, very confident. You see her here just having fun, dominating. So I'm excited to see her bringing that same type of energy to this Toronto Tempo team.
Check out her stats, all right? Career highs in points, 15
Career
points per game,
highs.
6 rebounds.
Yep.
What's not up there, 1.5 steals. She shot her best of her career, 49% from the field, almost 39 from 3, 90% from the free throw line. This is a player who improved every year, worked really hard. Also, very rare to see this in college ball. She came to UCLA with the goal of bringing a championship there. Stayed all 4 years.
Yep.
Stayed 10 toes down for Coach Close.
Yes.
Went through the heartache and stayed, developed, was pushed hard, ended up being super clutch. Somebody who can impact both ends of the court. You got a real steady PG who, again, I think she's got great upside. I think she's got a lot more improvement to do.
Agreed. And I think her being in the right system, having the right coaches around her, bringing that upside out of her, yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, and Coach Sandy Brandello is the head coach over there for the Toronto Tempo. And that's going to be awesome. You can't have a better coach than Sandy Brandello, who, one, understands the international landscape.
She played in the league.
Is a player's coach.
Yeah.
Has won in the league with the New York Liberty, with the Phoenix Mercury. Like, if the Toronto Tempo were trying to find like a top coach to go with, Sandy Brandello absolutely can help them navigate that frontier. Can we see that graphic again of who she's joining with Kiki Rice?
I got to give a shout out too. I already mentioned Brittany Sykes, but she was my vet, only a year older than me, but she took such great care of me. So I know Brittany Sykes is going to take Kiki Rice under her wing, be there for her. I'm giving this, I want to give it, I was going to say A+, but I'm just going to give it an A.
Okay.
I think it's a very solid move. And another thing that I want to point out, Kiki Rice is Toronto Tempo's very first pick in history. That's huge.
Wow.
That's a big moment.
Yeah,
that's historic.
That is huge.
Yes.
When you think about
their first pick in history.
For the rest of Toronto's history, for the rest of her career.
She's the first pick in franchise history.
Wow. Do you think she has the international flair to make impact both, abroad and in the U.S.?
Well, I would hope so. Winning a championship, I hope that helps. But when I think about Kiki Rice, she's quiet. She's quiet.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's shy, but she seems more on the quieter side. So I hope that the fans in Toronto kind of bring, a little bit of spark, a little flair, a little energy from her.
Okay, I'm gonna give it an A myself. I just think it's a nice pick. I think that, you look at the Toronto Tempo, and they've got Marina Mabry, Brittany Sykes, Isabel Harrison, really nice players there. And she could be somebody that could come in and run someone, and help set them up and make an impact on both sides of the court. So I think it fits.
And looking at this projected started five, everyone on that screen is able to shoot. Those are shooters, all of them. Conde has yet to play in the W, but having seen her play on the international level with the Spanish national team, the girl can shoot. Milic as well. We remember her a few years back having played with the Lynx, knowing that she's a player that can play on the inside, outside. Kiki Rice is the type of player that wants to set her players up, get them open looks. And so I see a lot of three-point buckets going on in Toronto.
And don't forget how well she rebounds as a guard, too. She does a lot on the court. And the Toronto Tempo have the number 19 pick coming up, 23, 30. They still have more moves they can make
stock up a little bit
in this draft. And one thing I'll note, too, with Kiki Rice at 6 for Toronto Tempo, and the next franchise will be the Portland Fire, the other expansion team, is just that, hey, these UCLA guards went before the South Carolina guards. They went before Raven Johnson. They went before Tanaya Latson. All these other guards.
Flagey as well.
Ahead of Flagey.
Are we going another Bruin?
They love that UCLA team.
They showed out.
And it shows you something for all these seniors that transferred for their senior year into a school to elevate their draft stock. The girls that stuck around did well. And right here is Iana Martín Carrión out of Spain. And that is the pick going to the Portland Fire.
So, Roz, I played against her maybe a month ago in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Tell me about her. What's the tea?
Man, she was tough. I didn't realize how young she was, but playing against her, she's a facilitator, a true facilitator. But she was also very confident, took really big shots. Playing against Team USA, she had no fear. And so I saw her and I said, okay, I can see her playing in the W. She looks like a pro. She's pro ready. So I think this is a great pick for Portland.
Yeah, she's young. She's 20, but she has a lot of pro experience in Spain. This is a pass-first guard. She's only 5'8", so she's small at the position, and that has been a question. But she's had a lot of success, playing in Spain, playing in Euro Cup. She's averaging 14.8 points, 4.2 assists. She was the MVP of the FIBA Under-19 World Cup. She has had success. She's going to need some time to develop, but again, what I'm going to say is, another guard, European or UCLA, has gone before Flagey, Raven Johnson, the South Carolina girls, Tanaya Latson. It is. I would say I'm a little surprised.
Why so?
I think. Do you think Flagey has been dropping here?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know if she's been dropping. Is she dropping, or are other people just
maybe raised up?
Yeah, I think people raise, they stop.
Facts. But to continue on that Portland Fire, they got Suge Sutton, Carla Late, who is
Carlita.
great.
That was my little baby rookie last year.
French, right?
French.
Man, Team France is crazy good.
I know. Yeah.
So that's a PG too.
Yeah.
So you got Suge, who's been a backup PG her career. Late, who's a PG. You got a bunch of nice, Ashley Barker had a really nice showing at Athletes Unlimited.
Yeah.
Bridget Carlton, Haley Jones. Those are some nice wings forward. So, do you like the fit?
That's a really great question. For a new team, I don't know if I like the fit, but you could look at the Valkyries bringing in a Carla Late last year, and it ended up being a great fit. So you never know.
And just as I said it, okay, the pick is in.
Her facial expression is everything.
I was so happy for her.
She's shocked.
Okay, so at number 8, the Golden State Valkyries are bringing in Flau'jae Johnson.
That's fire.
That's fire. I like this.
I like that.
I immediately like it. Why do you like it, Mo?
Having played for the Golden State Valkyries, 1, they want to play fast. 2, they like tough players, and that's what they're bringing in with Flau'jae Johnson, someone who's not afraid to go get a bucket. The organization itself is phenomenal, so she's in great hands.
Yeah.
She's going into a great situation, great players, great vets. Being able to play with a Veronica Burton, being able to play with Kayla Thornton, 2 great vets who are going to set her up for success and teach her the ways. So that's a huge one.
Wow.
And we got to note this too. Playing in Golden State, it's kind of a flashy thing. Flau'jae's a flashy type player. Selling out 18,000 people at a game, I think that's a big move.
I was going to say, Golden State needs a commercial star.
Agreed.
Not to say that there aren't stars. They've had beautiful success stories in their first season. Kayla Thornton with an all-star nod before that injury.
Yeah.
Or Veronica Burton, winning awards and being great. But you haven't had that name, that household name. And look, Flau'jae's name might be bigger than her successes to start in the W, but I'm sure it'll get there, as she learns the pro level. But she's already coming in with her music career, her millions of followers. There's something that, people can get behind. And one thing about your Valkyries team in that first year that you played with, babe, you guys exceeded all expectations based off the roster.
Yeah.
And it was hard to exactly, for the American common fan, to exactly know, coming into the season, who to root for. There were a lot of international players. There were a lot of journey women, So eventually players emerged, but here's a name that you're gonna go, wait, we're gonna see Flau'jae?
Yeah, that's huge. Because of that, I'm giving this an A+. I think that's a really big move. Like I said, having played for the Valkyries, great organization, great coaching staff, great players. She's going into a really awesome situation, and she just looks so elated. I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
What you thinking?
Am I ready to deliver my first A+?
Don't hold out on us.
I just want to say that being an A+ is not being the best player. It's about how much I like what's happening for this player and the franchise.
That's fair. I like that you explained it.
Because I don't want this to be held over my head later.
No, I don't think it's about that. No, I think with the knowledge that we have right now, it's a good look.
I'm going to give it an A+ just because I think there's a lot of cool things happening there for Flau'jae. I think that's a nice place for her to develop. This is clearly a place in Nikase that brought out the best in players who perhaps in former homes were not getting loved on in the way or getting the opportunity, and she's created all-stars out of that. What did Burton win? Most improved player.
MIP.
Come on. I think she can find ways to bring the athleticism, energy, fire, tenacity on the defensive end, and shooting ability out of Flau'jae Johnson, and in a role where she doesn't have to do everything. She can come in there and just be great at her role and light up that arena. What? You said 18,000 people be in Chase Center?
Hey, every single game.
Crazy in there.
And it's funny you say that because at Rookie Premiere, I talked to Flau'jae specifically. We had a little one-on-one, and she was just asking how can she make an impact coming in. And I said, what we talked about earlier on the show, being that player that comes off the bench. Maybe she starts, I don't know, but being that player who does the little things, the intangibles, getting the offensive rebounds, getting the stops, getting the steals. I see her being that. We didn't even talk about Golden State Valkyries' defense. Flau'jae brings that.
Defense.
Gabby Williams, Veronica Burton. There's so many, so many players. That's a defensive monster house for sure.
Yeah, the Golden State Valkyries, that's insane.
That's a big
First of all,
draft
they
pick.
stay with like, heavy on the team France. Rupert is there, Janelle Salon is there. These are exciting young French players.
Gabby Williams.
Gabby Williams as well, defensive side of the ball. Hopefully Kayla Thornton is, healthy and good. Veronica Burton, both sides of the ball. Temi Fagbenle, her intensity. But
shout out to my girl.
Zandalasini as well will be there. Very exciting pick. I think that works out. How long before she has E40 on a track?
Why was I just thinking that?
How long before she has E40 on a track?
I give it till mid-season. They're gonna make some type of remix.
E40, Bay Area, yee! That Flau'jae E40 mix, is that what the people needed?
She's not a Cali girl, but I feel like she's gonna be a Cali girl real soon.
No, they gonna
You're
take her
like in my head though, Roz. I was literally
you
thinking
have been in my head. You've said things but this is why we're sisters. Incredible.
Yeah,
okay,
that's big.
So we've seen our first A+. Did you give it A+?
I gave it an A+.
We had a double A+ grade. We like the potential there for Flau'jae, the opportunity to develop, the opportunity to be big.
I love it.
The commercial opportunity for the Valkyries.
Huge.
Love it. Okay.
It's a big pickup.
We are starting to round into the second third of this first round. We are 15 total picks. We're going to be heading into number 9. And that
You know
pick
what
is
that
with the
means.
Washington Mystics.
Oh, see, I got it wrong. I thought we were 9. No, we're
You're
not. We're 10.
Indiana
Okay,
Fever.
I was
Look,
hyped.
I'm going to
I
let
got
you
too
host the
excited.
number 10 pick when it comes.
Oh,
but
I don't know if I'm ready. I'm gonna be excited though.
The Mystics, they have 6 picks in this draft. They're giving low-key like OKC Thunder vibes.
Okay, wait, elaborate on that. Why you say that?
Just stocking up on the draft picks in the draft
This
and
is
like
true.
being super young and you're supposed to be in rebuild years and like all of a sudden, they're gonna pop out on you, pop off.
You know what I'm interested to see, Roz? Are there gonna be any trades that happen? People are getting picked up. These young ladies are getting picked up. Are they gonna stay? Are there gonna be some trades? Because I think about a Connecticut who is gonna need some young players, who's gonna wanna make some noise in that type of way too. So I don't know.
What's it like to be in a training camp where everybody's so young, as opposed to one where like everyone's so veteran?
Well, like I just became like a vet, kind of. I mean, year 9,
No, year 9 is a vet.
Year 9 is a vet.
Year 9 is a blessing, babe. What?
A big blessing. Shout out to
9?
that.
Dude.
Yes, so grateful.
I can't even believe it.
I don't know. I feel like I've always kind of played more with seasoned players. I played with vets, but you know me, I'm an old soul. So I've always felt like a vet, even if I wasn't a vet. What's it like playing on those teams? I think there's just a maturity. You're just level. You're on the same page. You come to work, you show up every day. No drama in the locker room. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
But that's the mentality.
Yeah. But there's also a lot of teaching that happens for these young teams.
This is true.
There's also less veterans who are showing you what the way is, but also more room to like have that be what you want.
Right.
So this pick is in from the Washington Mystics at number 9, their second pick of the night. And it's another one of your UCLA Bruins.
LA.
Fight. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
See, you were brewing our heart.
LA. UCLA, fight. I can't believe how new it is, but it is so catchy.
Wait, I just love her dress. Okay, we're gonna talk about Angela Dugalich and the hoops and all that, but her dress, she won to me, y'all. She is the one.
That's
She
your
looks
favorite
beautiful.
look?
That's my favorite look. It's the off the shoulder. I'm an off the shoulder girly.
Simple.
The sparkle, the shimmer,
Hair
the
swept up.
body. She just looks so elegant and glamorous. I texted her and I was like, girl, you look amazing.
You look amazing. The back is doing what it needs to.
The back is backing.
Yo, my gosh, the hair is upswept.
I'm
if you will.
excited about
Upswept.
this pick. It's upswept.
Upswept. But I'll tell you one thing this girl does. She might be beautiful today on draft night, but she is a dog.
And let's
On
note
that court.
this. She gets to play with Lauren Betts.
Oh,
Yeah.
What a nice someone who totally gets each other
Come on.
too. That'll really be good for their acclimation. What's it like? I mean, have you ever played with a teammate?
That's a really great question. No, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't. Always
Well, this will be nice too, because given all that they've been through, Duga Leach transferred in from Oregon.
Yeah.
And she was highly regarded there, and came to UCLA and took a role.
Yeah.
To come off the bench, she was the Big Ten Sixth Player of the Year. As talented as she is, coming off the bench, she averaged about 10 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 2 assists. In winning time in this tournament run, she came through with some huge games when they were down against Duke.
Huge.
To come back and then advance to the Elite.
Yeah.
Was it the Elite Eight game? They were down.
That was
and
going to the Final Four.
Correct. And they hadn't even really been down like that before. Remember, this is a team that only lost one game.
She was a huge spark in that
She
game.
was huge.
Yeah, and remember earlier in the show, Roz, we talked about Washington has bigs that don't shoot. That's a big that can shoot.
Oh.
She's able to space the floor. She can stretch the floor.
Yeah.
She's able to play. She's versatile. She's
Yeah.
able to play with a bigger Lauren Betts or a Kiki Iriafen, who's more back to the basket type post. She's the one who's able to be on the perimeter. She's also back to the basket as well if need be. But like to your point, she's able to also come off the bench, selfless. What do you need? Put me in, coach. That is Angela Duga Leach.
Is that better sometimes when you come in and you're really someone who understands starring in their role versus being a superstar who's probably not going to get to play that style once they make it to the pros?
Man, I love that point that you just made. And low key, it might be accurate because when you're coming into a situation, like I said, 2 of those players in the starting 5 are all-stars. They have their role solidified. You have AC, who she's projected to be a starter, but she's been in this league 14, 15 years. It's like, they're solidified. These are players who know their role, that they've talked to teams in free agency, they know what they're coming in for. So when a team brings in a rookie, that rookie does kind of need to, I don't want to say come in and fall in line, but get in where you fit in. Find out what your role is. And to your point, Roz, I think it's excellent when a player is more so, what do you need me to do? How can I help the team? How can I benefit the team? And I see that being Angela Duga Leach.
All right, let's give this a grade so we can get to your Indiana Fever coming up at number 10.
All right. You go first.
I'm going to just say A-.
Okay. I'm gonna give this.
I gave it an A.
You gave it an A?
Just because it's a solid, I'm gonna give it A-.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm
Just
gonna give it.
solid pick.
I'm gonna give it an A+. I love her game.
A+.
Similar to Jaquez, I gave her an A+ as well. I just think that this is a really great fit for the Mystics, especially because, like I said earlier, they don't have a big that can shoot. She's that big that can come in, shoot, a quiet bucket. So I give this an A+.
Okay.
Not about the best player, but
Yes, absolutely.
yeah. it's about
Love
fit.
that. Okay, I need to transition us right now, Mo, to your squad, your new team,
Come on
the Indiana
now.
Fever, with the number 10 pick.
Yeah.
Rounding out the second third of this first round. Tell me about the Fever.
Ooh, okay. With the Fever, they're bringing a lot of their players back. So you have, obviously, you have your big 3. I'm excited to play with the big 3, but Sophie Cunningham coming back, Lexi Hall coming back, 3-and-D type of players. So I'm really looking forward to that. They signed Maisha Hines-Allen. We have Ty Harris as well. So I'm really excited. I mean, the only person in this starting 5 that they're replacing is Natasha Howard.
So y'all not going producers, y'all not gonna put Mo Billings in there? Y'all crazy. You never know. This
Yeah,
is
no,
crazy.
that's
Y'all not gonna do it. You never know. Shoot.
That's OD. Come on, I need y'all to get it together. But Tosh isn't even on the team, so that's a really good point.
Yeah, no. Didn't Natasha sign with the Lynx?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was on the Lynx. She was on the Lynx flyer, but they must have.
Okay, well, there's room for you, baby girl.
Okay,
Okay. A birdie has left the nest of South Carolina. It is Raven Johnson. Guard out of South Carolina, heading to the Indiana Fever as she gives her family. I can't tell if she's holding back joy or just being kind of what are you seeing?
all the feelings. I mean, in that moment, Roz, you're just so you don't even know. She probably doesn't even realize the emotions. I don't know. You're trying to process so much at once. But we were just talking about 3-and-D when it comes to the Indiana Fever. Also, star power. She's one that I'm excited to play with because she's coming off of playing in the national champion game 2 years in a row. Didn't go in her favor, obviously, but having made it to that level is huge. She's a seasoned rookie.
Yeah.
Having played so deep in March for so many years.
Yeah, 5 straight years at South Carolina, 5 straight Final Four appearances.
Huge.
She's only known Final Fours. I think this is another example of a player who decided to stay, could have left last year, and did raise her draft stock. Her draft stock raised this season. She's the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. She D's that side of the ball, but offensively, she needed to show that she could hit shots, that she could be productive. Her shooting went up, her passing went up. Guess what? She's incredibly efficient with the assist to turnover. She was 4th in the nation. She's got an assist to turnover ratio of 3.16, almost 3. A career high 10 points, 5 assists a game, and then career best shooting percentages. So her defense, her work on her 3-shot. I think the defensive side of the ball and her poise, you know, being able to count on her in clutch situations, that could be useful.
And that's the type of player, you said, someone who's worked on their game. Personally, that's the type of player I want to play with. I'm excited to see a player who said, okay, you know what, my 3-point shooting isn't great. I'm going to get in the lab. I'm going to get to work. I'm excited to play with her. Coaches obviously have picked up on that as well. Someone who wants to work on their game.
Wait, I just realized though.
What did you just realize?
Child, the tea is so hot though.
Is it piping? What's going on?
No, this is for the Indiana Fever. All of the drama that happened between college basketball, South Carolina, and Iowa playing. It was huge between Caitlin Clark and herself. Remember when Caitlin went her off and told her she should shoot that?
They're gonna be besties now.
And it actually turned into, it just hit me now, it actually just turned into something where Raven said it was hard, social bullying, cyberbullying, where it really messed with her confidence, and like she had to get off social media and really had to show her resilience to fight back and still have like a great career, and it really hurt her. And it's funny how those two are intertwined with that, and now they'll be teammates. How does that work?
That's a really great question. I mean, at this point, you're a pro. College is college. I can't even speak on that. But when you're a pro and you're on a team together, you fight together. You show up for each other. And knowing those two players, I know it's business. They're going to get it done. Thank you. Come on, Graphic.
Hey, Mo and Ness starting 5, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Mo.
Yes, I'm here for it. And we have another selection.
Oh my God.
Quick.
But anyway, we will be keeping our eyes on the Indiana Fever. And if there's anything I know my veteran sis Monique Billings will do is make sure that everything is copacetic and professional. And I think there'll be a great opportunity for Raven Johnson to learn from Caitlin Clark, who's a phenomenal player.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. And also Kelsey Mitchell as well. So there's some great veteran guards there.
Vets.
All right, on to the next pick. The next pick is in. Okay, the Washington Mystics at that number 11 pick come through with Cody McMahon at Ole Miss, and Coach Yo is there. All the coaches are there to support their players. Cody looking cute in her little fit.
Yes. What did we say about Washington earlier? Young, scrappy, tenacious. She embodies all of that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, she's a little bit undersized as a 6-foot forward. And people are projecting that in the pro level, she's going to have to, you know, maybe play more wing. And she doesn't shoot a great 3-point percentage, but it's something she's working on. Her physicality, her mobility, her willingness to, off the bounce, make something happen and take the contact and finish certainly makes her compelling.
And she's just a dog. That last clip, you see her hyping her teammates up. Washington needs that type of energy. I think of a Shakira Austin, who's also that type that has that type of energy. And being a competitor playing against people like that, at times it's hard going against that. So I think this is a great pickup.
Yeah, and you know, look, McMahon, she was at Ohio State for 3 years before that. Had a really incredible career. One of those players that in her final year, the senior year, transferred, went to Ole Miss. I think that, you know, we talked about how some players, it absolutely raised their stock. Olivia Miles, I think it was helpful for her. You know, I think it was a mixed bag, right? Because you give up a lot. I'm not sure that she showcased more, but here she is, still a first-round draft pick.
Still made it to the tournament, had a great showing. Don't know if it raised her stock.
Yeah.
Maybe, because last year, I don't know if she was a topic of discussion. And I knew she would get drafted, but would she be in the draft room? So maybe she did raise her stock this year. What are you rating this, Roz?
I'm gonna give it an A-.
Okay.
What about you?
This is a tough one. I think I'm gonna give it a B.
You are a much harder grader than I am.
Am I? I've given A's and A+.
I don't even think I've broken A-, anything lower. I'm like, everybody's
You've
a winner.
given a B.
Who I gave a B to?
I don't remember. Management, let us know who did Roz give a B to. Please remind us. But anyway,
Everyone's a winner when Roz is evaluating.
I think this is a very solid option. I'm just ready to see what direction Washington is going. Like you said, she's not a great 3-point shooter. Washington already has a lot of players who aren't known for shooting the 3, so just interested to see.
Yeah, and again, just further stockpiling this team with young talent. I wonder, like, after training camp, what sticks? You know, what ends up being the way?
Great point. And you know what? I just want to bring something up. We're talking about players maybe falling in the draft. Gianna Neepkins, I thought she would have been picked up by now. Her showing in the tournament was phenomenal. Her being able to hit tough shots consistently at a high clip. I would have expected her to be picked up in Indiana, by the Valkyries. And so seeing her still on the draft board, I think this is a player that can be a steal for a team.
Absolutely. You also have Tanaya Latson out of South Carolina, who was the nation's leading scorer just a season ago. This year took a smaller role with South Carolina to experience later season success and had exactly that. You know, you've still got UCLA players and Charlize Ledger-Walker on the board. So far, we've seen 3 or 4 UCLA players go.
I think it's 3. Yeah, no, wait. 4.
Hold on. You talk. I'm going to write this down so I have it too. Azzi, Olivia, Awa.
Yeah, it's been 4 UCLA players that have gone. 2 more to go. 4 out of 6. But yeah, Neepkins is a player that I'm kind of surprised has not gotten drafted yet. And
I thought this year at UCLA transferring really helped her too.
Oh,
you know, from Utah, one of those players. That was a player who I thought this season elevated her.
I think it was a two-way street though. I think it elevated her, but I think she elevated UCLA. Do they make it to the chip without a Gianna Neepkins, a scorer in that type of way? Do they beat Duke? She hit some big shots. She might have had 3 threes in the second half against Duke. Big time plays. We got Connecticut on the board. What are you thinking there? Super interested to see what Connecticut's doing.
Well, you know, it's such an interesting year for the Connecticut Sun. It's like, as we go on, we remember. I don't know if we have the rights to sing anymore. I think that's where we have to leave it. Okay. I don't know who paid for what.
Okay, I heard you.
Now it's getting yanked. They were like, oh, what happened to Roz and Mo?
Right.
They cost the network they had to find the network. Sorry. Okay. So no, but it is kind of, it's going to be a sunset season in Connecticut.
Yeah.
As the Sun will be relocating and moving to Houston. And they're going to be the Houston Comets.
I know.
Obviously controversial in how the move happened. It does bring back a very legacied franchise, 4 championships in a row for the Houston Comets.
100%.
So first of all, can you imagine being a player in a situation like that where you're playing 1 season in Connecticut, and then if you stay, you're heading to Houston and you become a Comet?
Well, I had to imagine it because I was talking to them in free agency. And so considering myself, do I want to go to Connecticut? What does that look like? Thinking about all of those things, I'm like, yeah, how does that work? I'm in Connecticut for 1 year and then I go to Houston. I don't know. It's an interesting situation, but someone who is willing is Brittany Griner. That's a huge pickup for this team.
Yes.
Needing a vet, obviously Tina Charles being there last year, but needing that vet energy. Hopefully this is a home for BG. You want to see players with such a legacy find a home towards the end of their career?
I think personally it's a little weird that such an important franchise in the Comets come back in such an awkward way. Like, I certainly want to see the Houston Comets come back, right? But not at the expense of a team in Connecticut. This is a fan base that's been there for decades, or it's been there for decades, and supports college ball, supports pro ball. And now they're just going to have a gap. That's a hungry fan base. What, do y'all just all become New York Liberty fans? How does this work? So it does stink for the fans of Connecticut.
Yeah.
And I just want to shout them out. I'll also shout out Mohegan Sub Tribe, who bought in when the league wasn't where it is right now, and stayed 10 toes down, stayed committed through the lows, and kind of have to give it up. And so there's a lot that's happening there, but mostly I feel for the fans, and but there's a lot to be excited about too. It's mixed feelings.
This is a rebuild year for Connecticut.
Yeah.
So mixed feelings, but I know that they're going to want to go off with a positive send-off. This is the end of the road, we'll say. But they want it to be positive.
They lost a lot. This is a team that brings in Brittany Griner, Kennedy Burke as well.
Yeah.
Re-signs Olivia Nelson-Adota, who I think is their longest tenured player as well.
Sounds about right.
Sanaya Rivers, Layla Lacan, were really exciting young players.
Anissa Morrow too.
Anissa, oh my God.
The
Anissa,
rebounding queen.
Anissa was incredible. She came in second at Athletes Unlimited as a second.
Yeah.
She was just a rookie.
Okay.
Like it was Odyssey Sims, then Anissa Morrow. Anissa's a beast on the glass.
We've seen on social media, she got the washboard abs.
I need the recipe. How do you do it, sis?
Same.
You have abs.
I know, but
You're
there's
just trying to fit in.
No.
I too want to be in a crop top this summer.
Is it a crop top summer? It's always a crop top.
It's always a crop top summer. And coming in with that pick, it's Nell Angloma out of France. Have you played against her? You mentioned knowing of her.
I have not played against her. I see this being a fitting pick because Connecticut Sun's head coach is head coach for the, I think, Belgium national team, if I'm not mistaken. So she's bringing that foreign flair and obviously playing with Layla Lacan. Mimi, they signed Mimi. I can't think of Mimi's last name, but she was in Golden State for a little while. Another French player, prominent French player. So they're going foreign in Connecticut.
These French players are one of the powers of the world. They are going to give your team USA a run for their money come LA 28. They already did in Paris. I mean, it came down to the wire. They're young, they're physical, they're scrappy, they're defensive. You know, and one of those players is Nell Angloma.
And they're fearless.
And fearless. And then Layla Lacan last season was, you know, a player who was one of the top rookies in the league. Her defensive energy, you're going to add that as well. I love this. And so the story behind Nell is she's 19. She's super young.
Baby.
She's, you know, about a 5'11", 6-foot wing. Attack. She's about the basket. She's going to get to the rim. That jumper hasn't developed completely yet, but she's got great physicality about her game. She's going to get to the rim. And, you know, I think that could help her in a team like Connecticut.
And I think a player like her is going to be complemented next to a Sanaya Rivers and a Kennedy Burke, who have similar games, being able to get to the basket, being able to score in multiple ways. So, yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, you know, I think with Sanaya Rivers too, she's just got an incredibly long wingspan. Like I think it's just under 7 foot. So that helps as well. But you've got young, long players that rebound, that defend, you know, that aren't afraid of attacking the rim. So let's give it a grade.
Yeah. You know what? You're going to say I'm a hard grader. I'm going to give it a B+. I think it's very solid in this rebuild year, in this awkward last year in Connecticut. I think this is a very solid pickup. 2 other French teammates on the team. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B+ too. Absolutely. People were really high on this young player out of France.
Yeah.
And this is about right. We knew it was gonna be a first-round pick.
Yep.
And she has some support there.
And we didn't talk about her outfit. Her outfit is eating.
What do you love about her outfit? A little
color.
white collar, you know
Little
what I'm saying?
cream.
It's understated.
It's understated.
I didn't notice it first at all. I see it now, you know.
Yes.
She's popping in her white. It's
Popping
very
in the
clean.
light. And I love that it's fitted. Just the angles of the suit. It's fire.
I'm also here for the hair and the up with the little braids into it.
Eyeshadow too.
Here for it.
Yeah, my girl looks good.
I haven't seen a miss this draft.
I agreed.
And I'm not here to say that like, in past drafts there might have been some misses.
Oh, you think so?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Everyone delivered here.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. So moving along.
They're showing it on screen.
Oh, here is the fit.
Girl.
You know what? I didn't get to see what was happening at the waist
Giving salon.
and the shoulder. There's almost like maybe an Asian influence in the piece.
The structure of it.
Almost like a kimono in the way that the suit
good call.
sits, and the also geometry of the wide shoulder.
Exactly. And I like whoever wrote this. Classy vibes from Nell Angloma. Very classy, very elegant, very timeless.
It's very demure, it's very demure, baby girl. Very like I've been here before. We love that for you. You did very
did
cute.
good,
And it's
Nell.
one of them things like you don't on the first glance you don't, but on second glance, you're just like, wait, what? There's a lot of depth to this fit.
I mean, she looks like she could be in a Solange music video.
Yes,
That's what it's giving.
I like that. Okay, well, that's what's coming. That's what's coming. All right, at number 13 on the clock with their first pick of the night, it will be the Atlanta Dream. Let me tell you something about this Atlanta Dream. The big headline is they have Angel Reese, who was traded from the Chicago Sky.
Yep.
My guy Dan Padover over there, the GM.
Dan the man.
Dan be making it happen. First of all, let's have you talk about the evolution of this Atlanta Dream, because you started your career drafted to the Atlanta Dream.
Yeah,
You spent how many seasons? 7? 6.
Yeah.
So just like they've had some great years where they've been to, WNBA finals. Then they had some chaotic years. And now last season with new head coach Smezko, they finished 3rd in the league, 1st in the East.
It was a rebuild season for them even last year, bringing so many different players. We're wondering how it's going to work with Bree Jones, Brittany Griner, them just getting this new pick, Medina Cott, seeing her, how she played in the tournament. Atlanta needs bigs. Losing Brittany Griner, that's a huge loss. But I think Cott, just her versatility, her movement, I like seeing that from her in the tournament. Obviously, big body. I think she'll play well with Angel Reese. It's going to be interesting because, again, I keep bringing up bigs that can shoot. Something we haven't really seen consistently with Angel or Okot. Bree Jones still being on the team, being in the mix. She's someone who's able to step out, but maybe doesn't prefer to. So that's going to be interesting to see for the Dream. But the Dream are packing the paint right now. Players who can play.
They got some size now.
They got some size. Very dominant. A lot of defense. That's what I'm seeing.
Here's my thing about Okot, who's 6'6". She's a center out of South Carolina. She's only 21 years old. She just started playing ball like 5 years ago.
Yeah, how crazy.
That's crazy. She's only played 2 years of NCAA basketball. She probably would have went back to South Carolina, but they didn't grant her more years of eligibility.
Yeah.
So what I see is a player who averaged a double-double with barely any experience. You can't teach 6'6".
Yes.
Like, there's an opportunity for her to have great upside.
True. And bigs that have played for Dawn Staley, elite bigs, Aaliyah Boston, obviously Asia Wilson. The list goes on. She's, again, one of those bigs. I just hope that she gets her chance in Atlanta.
Yes.
Because I look at, like, Leticia Amihir, who I played with. I think it was her rookie year, maybe my 5th year with the Atlanta Dream. Didn't get much time. Came from South Carolina. A lot of potential there. So, yeah, I just hope that she gets to get on the floor. I'm going to give this might be my first C.
A C.
And I'm not, it's
Wow.
tough. It's tough.
Whoa, I would hate to take your class. Okay, go.
Okay. I think it's a solid option, but when I look at Atlanta and I'm
Make me reapply my lip gloss, because this is crazy. A C?
I see, okay, you're losing a Brittany Griner. Is she gonna replace? I don't know. I don't know if I see the vision. I've been wrong plenty of times though.
Yeah.
But
No. This is a safe space for takes and grades and
For
opinions.
sure,
Listen,
for
don't sure.
sure.
let me bully you out of your pick.
No,
Stand
I'm
strong.
already knowing.
Stand strong.
I'm standing strong.
Okay,
I'm standing on my
stand
C.
on business.
I'm standing on my
Stand on that
C.
C. I'm not gonna. This is the first time that we're not aligned. I don't
What you
know if I totally love the fit, but when you think about where you are in the draft and picking a player who has, upside, I like the pick.
Okay.
I like what Okot represents and could be. So I'm going to give this an A-.
Okay.
I'm giving that an A-. So this is the first time at A- to C, we disagree.
Am I a tough grader, y'all?
No.
Is that what's going on?
Somebody's got to be the bad cop.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Back with the Seattle Storm with that number 14 pick. It is coming in. Hey, out of Duke, Taina Mayer.
She's not even in the draft room, so I know she's celebrating with her family right now. So excited. This is huge. I mean,
huge.
The Seattle Storm are losing a guard in Skylar Diggins. So you need a guard to come in who can facilitate, who can lead. I think Mayer has some things to develop in, but I see her coming in and having a great future in the W, playing on both ends of the floor too.
Yeah, she averaged 5.6 assists to 2.7 turnovers a game. So she made more plays than she messed them up. She's 5'9", she's not the biggest, but she could score the ball, she could play make. I love her energy.
Yeah.
I like that she's not afraid of the moment. She's a big part of Duke turning their season around. They struggled to start the season and then finished on fire. Like, eventually, they just went up against a better team. But this is somebody who's ACC all defense, like both sides of the ball making impact. I like what she could bring to a team.
And you have to give a shout out to Coach Carol Lawson. She's the head coach for the USA national team. being able to play for her was truly an honor. So I know that a player like Tania Mayer has been in good hands and has learned a lot, things that she's going to be able to bring into the league.
Look at all the ways she impacts the game. Like, you know, she's not coming there to be your lead scorer, but she's going to give you 6 rebounds as a guard. She's 5'9", 2.5 steals a game. And I mentioned already how well she takes care of the ball. She's a strong playmaker. It's not just 5.5 assists. It's that she's, you know, doesn't cough it up too much.
It's a great point, Rob.
So I do think, to your earlier point, losing Skylar Diggins and Gabby Williams, like, there could be opportunity for her to come in here and have some impact.
What are you rating this?
I'm going to give this a B+.
Okay.
A B.
A B?
I'm gonna give it a B.
Okay.
Oh, no, it says A. B. I'm giving it a B.
You know what? I was going to give it a B. I think I'm going to give it an A-.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
You know, I'm thinking about the situation that she's coming into. Obviously, we keep saying Skylar Diggins. So there's going to be opportunity there for her. I'm thinking about the players she's going to play around. Natisha Heidemann, a guard who's able to give to multiple bigs as well. So I think great option. We have another draft pick.
The final pick of the first round is with the Connecticut Sun at number 15. It's another UCLA Bruin, Gianna Neepkins.
And I hope she's excited. I don't know.
No, she's just. You can't read everybody's faces.
This is true. Let me stop.
So she's heading to the Connecticut Sun for Gianna Neepkins, a transfer into UCLA from Utah after being a big-time scorer at Utah. Comes in for a slightly smaller role, but super high impact. One thing that Gianna Neepkins can do, she can shoot that 3 ball.
And I have to say, I'm surprised that she fell this far in the draft. I thought she was going top 8.
Why do you think she fell? I think first round is an appropriate pick wherever it happened for her.
Agreed.
I actually think this senior year elevated her draft status.
Yeah, but because of that elevation, I'm thinking she's going top 8. When I'm watching her in the tournament, I'm like, oh, nah, she's tough. Someone got to pick her up early.
Yeah, she's got an interesting game too, because it's kind of a little bit like old woman game. Like, it's not the fastest, but it's effective.
Yes.
You know? And she actually, when UCLA came out and was playing against Texas in the semifinal, she came out bold.
Yes.
Like, came out gunning. This is a player that not only can shoot the ball, but can also share it and assist it. And you know, I think made a nice choice to come to UCLA.
On her dad is
the parents
crying.
are crying.
That's so sweet.
You know, you think about everything that it takes to do that. And so UCLA players drafted. Lauren Betts has been drafted to Washington. Gabriela Jaquez to Chicago. Kiki Rice, Toronto. Angela Dugalich to Washington. Gianna Neepkins. So the only player left of those 6 seniors would be Charlize Ledger-Walker, who some people had projected could go in the first round, but they did feel would get drafted. So check this out, though. I think we just made history.
Oh, for sure.
Wait, hold on. Let me check my notes here, because yes, congrats to UCLA making history again with 5 first-round players being drafted. They passed that 2002 UConn team that put 4 in the first round.
Oh,
So UConn had the record before, but now UCLA does it with 5. They will have the most players drafted.
That's
in the first
incredible.
round.
And we have to give a shout out to Coach Corey Close.
Give the shout out.
Yeah, she's done an incredible job. 15 years at the program, winning her first national championship. Just excited for her staff. Obviously, the fruit is showing. These young ladies being drafted 5 in the first round is incredible. Making history, continuing to make history.
15 years.
It's a minute.
15 years.
That's a
Coach
minute.
Close was at that program and really staying true to her core principles. She's big on John Wooden, big on the culture of the game, that you can be competitive and still be a good person and still nurture these players. She nurtured their mental health.
Yeah.
You know, they did mental prep work. Mo, what is it like to be doing all that mental preparation? Y'all kept journals, right?
Yeah.
So that wasn't it for you. You didn't like all that mental
You know
work.
what? It's interesting. I think it works really well for some people. I can appreciate the lesson behind it. Did it always work in my favor? No, not necessarily. But one thing I appreciate about Coach Corey and her staff, she always brought in the resources that we need. She wanted us to be more than athletes. How can you be a better woman than when you came in? You were a girl when you came in, you're a woman when you're leaving, when you graduate. And like you said, she nurtured that. So that's one thing that I so appreciated about that program and playing there.
I appreciate that honesty because there is a critique of like overdoing it with these young players.
Yeah.
And like, were they too in their heads? For this group, it was the right medicine. It was the right conversation. I was covering them in the Final Four and they were doing I will statements. Yeah. Which was like, did you do I will statements?
Yeah, we did all the similar.
Like, I'm still working through this with my
PTSD. PTSD.
But it worked for players like, you know, Lauren Betts, who's been very public about her struggles with confidence and mental health issues. Like, she blossomed at UCLA. She said Coach Close and UCLA changed her life. And like, literally, I was like, hey, coming into the championship game, Lauren Betts, what is your I will statement? And it's like, it doesn't have to be I will, but like, they're all affirmations. And Lauren told me the one that she often uses is, I am brave.
I like that. Wait, can you talk about being at the Final Four? What was it like? You saw the confetti fall. The confetti might have fallen on you.
Yeah.
What was the whole experience like?
Well, I was just so excited that fresh blood goes to the championship circle. This was the first NCAA championship in school history, in program history for UCLA. You know, you look at I was looking at some coaching graphic that showed all the head coaches that have won in college basketball, and you're like, God damn, it's the same damn coaches. Like, it's like the same schools have like over and over won. Maybe they took a break for a couple of years, but it's been the same group or the same coaches. And like, to say that there is a fresh new champion is quite exciting, the parity of it for women's basketball.
I like that. I
like that. And I also like what this UCLA team stood for, in that in a day and age of the transfer portal going absolutely bonkers and players doing 1 year and out, and like literally it's like, oh, who got the bag?
Who
right?
got the bag?
This crew like many of the players stayed 4 years, you know, three to 4 years. Kiki Rice, Dugalich, Lauren Betts, Gabriela Jaquez entire careers. You had transfers who still spent time there. You know, don't forget Charlize Ledger-Walker was injured, so she was there 2 years. The only one that spent 1 year was Neepkins coming in from UCLA.
Yeah.
But like, it's a really nice story you can get behind, and I hope that all 6 of them get drafted tonight. So Charlize Ledger-Walker, who was there in spite of not being invited, in spite of not being one of the invited ones, you invited all five of the 6 girls. You guys are mean girls. How could you leave one out?
It's business.
There's only 15 people.
It's business. Like, I get it, but at the end of the day, it is business.
Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on my girl Charlize Ledger-Walker.
I don't always like it.
I'm gonna give that an A+.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an A+.
Look at you.
Because I don't like nobody being left out. It's not nice. It's not nice.
Yeah, no, I feel that. But she's in the room. She's in the draft room. She's dressed up. She's with her homegirls.
She's looking cute.
She's gonna have her moment.
Absolutely. Coach Close said she might be one of her most pro-ready players of that group. So we shall see.
Yeah, that's gonna be really interesting to see.
Okay, so moving along, where are we in the draft order? Who is next? Oh, Seattle Storm are back again for
First
pick 16.
Of the second round.
Yeah, so the first pick of the second round begins. These are the second round draft picks here. And the Seattle Storm team, as we are about to get this pick, again, has a lot of room as they lost a lot in free agency.
Definitely lost a lot.
And a new head coach, a lot of excitement there. Okay, guys, the pick is in. And coming in for this Seattle Storm team, being coached by Sonia Raman.
Rebuild year? Would you say it's a rebuild?
It's a, Marta Suarez.
I like
Lady
this. We don't have the rights. Remember?
We got 5 lyrics in. That's it.
There you go.
Out of TCU, the transfer, Mark Campbell. You have to give it up to Mark Campbell, what he does with these players.
Another coaching genius. I think he truly brought the greatness, the best out of Marta Suarez. I'm a big fan of this girl's game. Like, in this draft room, she might be my favorite player. At rookie premiere a few days ago, I got the chance to meet her, and I said, yo, I'm a big fan. And it's because the way that she's able to space the floor, the confidence in her game. having been a foreign player, she has experience playing against pros at a young age, and so she brought that experience here to TCU. She's transferred, bounced around a little bit as well, but finishing just a little bit. But
she was at Cal, then she was at Tennessee for 2 seasons, then she was at TCU.
But finishing at TCU, you could just see it all come together. I love seeing how it came together, and she just looks pro ready. So she was someone that I would have loved to play with, excited to play against. But yeah, I'm a big fan of her game.
I'm cracking up because I'm like, that should be like the merch that TCU puts out. Like,
What?
come to TCU where it all comes together.
Where it all comes together.
And it's like a picture, like a silhouette of Mark Campbell's side of his head or something. Because he'd be bringing them players in for 1 or 2 years at the end of their career.
They need to hire you for
But
some
it
brand.
worked. It worked. It worked. You know, I think she raised her stock.
Yeah.
She's 6'3", as you mentioned, bounced around out of Spain, though, originally, has that pro Spain experience.
Yeah.
Really will pop that thing from 3.
Yes, and has a little handle. She's crafty.
Yeah.
Has a little like bounce to her game.
Yeah.
She can get it in multiple ways.
She
so.
shot 38% from 3, and she will launch that thing.
Yeah.
That was a career high from there. She, attempts 6 of them a game. I think what do you think the value in the pros is of being a big that can pop?
I mean, this is the day and age where that's what teams are looking for. Last year when I played with the Valkyries, the motto was let it fly. Everybody, let it fly. They want us to shoot 3s or layups, and that's what a lot of these teams are going for. It's like an analytics game now. She's a player who fits that perfectly. So excited to see her with this team. And again, she's with great vets. Natisha Heidemann, Azzi Magmabor. Excited to see her play with both of them as well.
Yeah.
And Steph Dolson.
Absolutely. Natisha Heidemann, Katie Lou Samuelson as well. She was fantastic at moments during the tournament. Again, that stage can be really huge for you.
Yeah.
Some people had Marta Suarez going in the first round even. So
I could have seen that.
Yeah.
I mean, she's in that draft room for a reason.
And she's the first pick out of the second round. So I think it's like, if she slid a little, but not really. I mean, she's around where she should be. But remember, in the Sweet 16 game, she had 33 points, 10 rebounds over that Cinderella Virginia team that people, I'll raise my hand. I had Virginia upsetting TCU to get into the Elite Eight in the Sweet 16. I picked that.
I had TCU.
I didn't. I thought maybe they was a little bit weak. Maybe I wasn't familiar with their game enough. But Marta Suarez shut all that nonsense down. Like, she was huge in that game.
It's funny how you say you weren't familiar with their game. That's how I felt about Marta Suarez. Maybe mid-season of women's basketball, I started paying more attention to TCU and noticing her. It was a game specifically against Baylor, and I'm like, I text my agent. I said, "Who is this girl? Where did she come from? She can hoop. She's cold."
Period.
And from there, I became a fan. So I love her game.
Okay, so we have the next draft pick coming up. The pick is in. It's with the Portland Fire.
This is
expansion team.
Is this their first pick?
Wait.
No.
Do we have a trade?
What did I say?
Wait.
Marta, hold on.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, I'm confused.
The Storm get Flage, the Valkyries get Marta Suarez. That's huge.
Oh my goodness, there was a trade. After I done gave Flage to the Valkyries my only A+.
Take it back. Take it back.
No, because they didn't see the vision that I saw. What did they get for Flage again? Can I see that?
Marta Suarez and a second-round pick.
Wait, I am dead. Okay.
Wow.
First of all, so let's give some love here. Out of Germany, 6'1", Frieda Bunner is the pick for the Portland Fire, who I do feel like the Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo have gone incredibly, foreign with a lot of their players.
So their GM was actually the assistant GM for the Golden State Valkyries this past season.
Vanja Cernovic,
correct?
I believe, yes.
I don't remember.
And she's known for her extensive Euroball knowledge.
I was just about to say that. She's bringing the Euros to Portland. You got 2 of them right here with Ayana and now Frieda.
And so a little bit of information on Frieda out of Germany. I mean, this is somebody who averaged 19 points, 7 rebounds per game in Eurocup winning for the Spanish club. So, that experience overseas, what does that do for players?
That's a really great question because as a player who's played in the W, when you're going overseas, you're playing against young players like this. They're 16, 17. They're getting that experience of playing against W players, the best in the world at a very young age. So they come in ready. They come into this stage having that experience, being in front of the bright lights already. Yes, there is a transition. Coming to the W, it is a different game, and it's something that the transition that they'll be able to make. But I do see Portland going very foreign right now, and I can't say that I'm surprised by it.
And, you know, to come back to that conversation we had about Post being able to stretch and pop, like she's a power forward, but she's a little bit undersized at that position. She's 6'1", but she can shoot the three very nicely. Like she shoots almost 41% in Euro Cup play from three.
Wow. Yeah, and I see her playing probably the three position. At this level, in the W, I see her playing at the three. Next to someone great, another great shooter, Bridget Carlton, even Emily Angsler. Another great shooter. We talked about Carla Late earlier, a facilitator, but another one who can shoot from deep too.
Okay, so their draft picks so far for the Portland Fire have been international players. We've got another pick coming in for the Connecticut Sun. Second round, here we go. It's the UCLA's final senior. All 6 seniors have been drafted. Charlize Ledger-Walker.
Oh, that's fire.
Has been drafted to the Connecticut Sun. I am so happy. Go UCLA. You go, Charlize. You showed them for not inviting you. You were right there. You were right there. Look at how happy Corey Close is. With the number 19 pick, that's basically first round bottom.
That's huge.
Second round top.
I mean, her at Washington.
Oh, number 18.
There she goes. Charlize at Washington State. We knew she was a bucket, but coming into UCLA, she's playing with other players who are also bucket.
Yeah.
So she had to figure out how to still be a bucket, but also facilitate. And from what I was told by the UCLA players, a lot of times she's drawing up the offense. She's leading the teams in that way. Super high IQ. You mentioned earlier that Corey Close said that she's probably the most pro-ready player on that roster. So I see her bringing, she's a rookie, but I see her bringing a lot of season and experience to Connecticut.
Not to mention, in my opinion, the best dancer on that UCLA
Okay, I was
squad.
you're in my head.
Her rhythm is different. She's moving on a different beat than the rest of the girls. And I was like, when I seen her do a little, you know, because they went viral for all their little dances and TikToks. And when I seen Charlize, I said, oh.
I want to learn the cheer.
Oh. Okay. We have real news to cover. We can come back to their dance.
Give me the news.
The Golden State Valkyries trade the draft rights to Flau'jae Johnson to the Seattle Storm in change for the draft rights to Marta Suarez and Seattle's 2028 WNBA second-round draft pick.
That's interesting.
So you get a second-round pick next year and Marta Suarez. So essentially for this season's impact, you gave up Flau'jae to get that, you know, a big with the ability to shoot the three and another international player.
But that's Golden State Valkyries, and that's what they love.
Yeah.
That's Golden State Valkyries coded.
Yeah, Ohama, they love an international player.
International. That can shoot.
That can shoot, that can pop.
Yes.
What didn't they like about Flau'jae?
Yeah, I'm interested in that too. And you know what? I don't know what.
I'm so upset. I was into it. So wait. And then Flau'jae goes to Seattle?
Correct.
I mean, okay. I felt like her opportunity would be bigger in the Bay.
I thought so too. And we talked about the star power.
I'm talking about on the court, but even off the court too.
No.
But let's not look. Seattle has been a place where stars have been born and flourished.
This is true.
But no one that's ever looked, sounded, or felt like Flau'jae.
But no E40 song that's coming.
That's
either.
what I'm saying.
You know?
She gonna have to get coffee and voodoo donuts. She'll figure it out.
She'll go to Pike Place Market.
Sue, are you gonna give her a text and a call? Where is Sue Bird to mentor Flau'jae? Come on, Sue.
I'm sure that's gonna happen. Sure, it's already in the works.
I think Sue, you know, if she could probably make more time in her day with her 12 jobs anyway.
Totally agree.
Sue Bird, stay with a job. This was when she retired. It was no ride into the sunset. She only added more
I'm
work.
gonna keep going.
Because my sister's just doing.
I
am the sunset. You go, Sue Bird. You better call Flau'jae and talk to her about Seattle.
That's a really good point.
Tell her where to get the best cup of brew is.
I like that.
Is brew coffee or beer? They do both.
They do both.
Okay, whoa, okay. So we've had a little bit of spice. Here's the tea. AZ went first. If you're just joining us on our draft show, AZ went first. All the UCLA girls got drafted by the 18th pick. All 6 of those seniors. And we had our first trade. Flau'jae is to Seattle, and it brought Marta Suarez.
I just knew there was going to be a trade. I could just feel it. I
Okay.
can just feel it.
Okay, well, the new pick is in with the Washington Mystics, the number 19 pick. It's out of Notre Dame, Cassandra Prosper. What are you thinking about this one? And how about Notre Dame's season, really, like, finishing so strong?
Totally.
Yeah.
I think they finished kind of unexpectedly. Like, I don't know if many of us expected them to go as far, as deep, do as well as they did. I think, obviously, Hannah Nidalgo being a big piece of that, but Prosper as well. And I will say, I'm surprised. I mean, this isn't super early. This is mid. So I'm not really.
Some people thought she might be a third-round pick.
That's
I
what
saw
I'm
her on some
saying.
draft boards there.
Yeah. And again, we can't listen to the draft boards, but still, I mean, I saw her maybe going to the third round as well. So this is huge.
This is also to talk about where your team has a nice run in the tournament. It can change your draft stock. Notre Dame was one of the surprises and cool success stories of the tournament. They struggled. They had some ups and downs. They had completely, almost new roster, so many new faces.
Yeah.
And they ended up finishing so strong, pushing UConn, in the Sweet 16, right?
100%.
And so, Cassandra Prosper, she's the ACC's most improved player. This is someone who, over the course of the season, her senior year, posted career highs in scoring, almost 14 points per game, rebounding career high, almost 7 rebounds, 6.5. She'll give you about 1.5 steals, 1 block. She's going to make some impact on the defensive side of the ball. Just someone who's going to contribute. And maybe you're looking for that in your training camp, maybe, or even to, possibly make the roster. But she's versatile and mobile.
I see another big coming in, and I'm kind of like, where does it fit? Make it make sense. We're going to rate this one.
Oh, no, we're done with ratings.
Oh, are we?
Only first round.
Okay.
Because I
well,
don't
I'm
even
glad
want
we're not.
We are tired of your harsh finger.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be.
What was you about to give this?
You know what? I'm not even going to say it because we're not rating, so.
I felt, was it in the C range? No.
It might have been, I don't know. And it's not because of her, but it's just like the fit. It's all about fit. I'm seeing so many bigs in DC.
Lauren Betts, Dugalich, undersized, Cody McMahon. You already got Shakira. You got Kiki Ariafin. Look, all of the UCLA girls posing together. It's so cute. Okay. Happy for them.
Go Bruins.
Also too, one thing that I have found, sometimes it's about putting a cool training camp together. And when you're a player, even if you're getting drafted or getting signed to a training camp contract, and this isn't the team that you're going to play on, it's still really valuable, right, Mo? To help position you perhaps for where else you could get picked up.
You know what, though? I have to say, as a player, it's hard even thinking about it like that, though, because you want to make the team. That is these players' mindsets and focus. So, you don't want to go into it like that. You just
thinking that, I can get some good film, or another team will pick me up.
You know what? And unless the team is so honest with you and they say, you know what, this is what we need. You might not make this team. And I would appreciate if a team was honest about someone's situation, but you don't want to go in with that mindset. You want to go in thinking, I'm going to hoop, I have a great chance. They brought me in for a reason, and I'm going to let the chips fall where they may, but I have a chance. That's the mindset that you want to have going in.
Yeah. Another thing, too, I think there's a little bit of pressure here for the Washington Mystics, who came into this draft with 6 draft picks, notably let go of their very capable, brilliant GM, or former GM. I might be biased, my fellow Stanford women's basketball sister, Jamila Weidman, but, had some success and let her go. So it's like, you really want to make the most of all of these picks.
This is true. So I'm interested to, I don't know. I don't know if I see the vision. I'll be playing against them soon, so I'm gonna have to see it.
Okay, cool. All right, so here we are. Oh, and the LA Sparks are on the clock right now for the number 20 pick. This is their first pick of the draft so far. I actually want to talk about the LA Sparks because
Talk about it.
I think the LA Sparks cooked. I think they cooked in free agency. I like what's happening in LA. They've now missed the playoffs.
Shout out to your homegirl. Give her a shout.
You knew I was gonna get to NECA.
You knew.
You see Kelsey Plum signed for that $9.99.99.
$9.99.
Why did she take the extra dollar for her $1 million
I have questions,
contract?
so I'll have to talk to her about that.
Why is Kelsey always involved in something hilarious?
I couldn't even tell you.
So anyway, $1 short of $1 million contract for Kelsey Plum, who's a baller. You played against her at Washington, right?
Yes, and
That's my girl.
played with her recently for Team USA.
Oh, for Team USA. But my girl, my sis, I played with at Stanford.
The Queen Prep.
Queen, the president. Oh, there go that extra dollar that Kelsey Plum found.
We love.
Apparently, it might keep her under a
the
tax
storyline.
bracket, that $1 million tax bracket.
Ooh,
I would hate to think the
that's
government's
smart.
that dumb. That $1. But if
I don't know, but the way them LA or just Cali taxes are set up in general,
you pay for that
I wouldn't
sunshine,
be mad
girl.
at it.
I live in California.
You know all about it.
But anyway, coming back to the Madame Presidente of the Players Association, who has now helped lead the league and the players through now 2 transformational CBAs. Nneka Ogwumike returns where she was drafted and brought a championship to the LA Sparks, who are trying to get back in the playoffs for the first time in 5 years, this legacied franchise.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Woo, the time is... And you know that they hungry over there for the chip.
Well, it looks like you speaking it into existence.
Look at this. This is a squad, babe. This is a squad.
And I wonder if they go this big. I mean, I think they have the ability to, but would they play Nneka, De'Erica, and Cam all in the same lineup?
I think Nneka's that flexible. She got super skill game. De'Erica Hamby and Cameron can play together.
True.
I really love it. I love Ray Burrell might have had, outside of you, one of the biggest breakouts in Unrivaled.
Big breakout.
Like, really looks improved and confident, like the game is slower.
Yeah.
And so I hope she can hang on to that and stay healthy. Remember, injury was hard for her too.
Yep.
I like Erica Wheeler signing to the LA Sparks. I like her energy.
This is a return for her as well. She's played with LA.
Oh, correct. Come on, knowledge.
Comeback season, yeah.
You know, and you got Lynn Roberts over there leading all of this, but I like that. I like what Erica could bring off of the bench or something, or even in tandem with Kelsey. I think they play nicely together.
So who do you think they pick up? I mean, the only person in the room, correct me if I'm wrong, Tania Latson.
Oh, by the way, I didn't mention that they have Ariel Atkins on that team.
That's
You're
a great
talking about
pickup.
somebody with Olympian experience, right?
That's a great champion, too.
Championship experience, offense and defense, and they bring in Tania Latson.
I had a feeling.
Out of South Carolina with the 20th pick.
How exciting.
And first of all, the fit. She's one of my favorite, fits. Love the glove, the drama of the glove.
Me too. I love the little swoop
Love
of
the hair. It's very retro.
You know what?
Very retro.
I'm gonna speak to something real quick. I think she's the last one in the room to get picked. And during my draft, it was like that for me. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So you were invited to be in the room.
I was in the room.
And then 15. Oh, so you were the last pick of the...
There were 12 in my draft.
Back in, okay.
There were 12.
It was a second round pick.
Second round pick.
And how are you feeling as the picks different names got going?
I don't want to be a pick me, but I'm just like sitting there like, I'm ready now. Is it them? Nope, someone else gets picked. That's not in the room.
There's no one calling or texting you between the picks, right? You're
my
just waiting.
agent is sitting at my table. So before Atlanta picked me, I'm sitting there, I'm waiting. I'm holding back tears. I can't even lie. But I'm just like, where am I going? And then my agent said, you're going to Atlanta. This is what's happening.
Wow.
So I just wanted to speak to, maybe it's a tough situation. That was me personally. I hope she handled it well because, again, it's all about fit. I think this is a great move for LA.
Yeah.
Needing a scorer, playing behind a guard like Kelsey Plum is huge.
Yeah.
Tania Latson, obviously leading the nation in scoring a year ago. She's bringing that scoring capability, having played for Dawn Staley, playing in the national championship game this year, a lot of experience, a lot of season. So I think this is a great pickup for LA.
Yeah. Do you think that this could be a steal of the draft then?
That's a really great question. A steal, I wouldn't go as far as saying that. And maybe some would. Maybe.
I think there's potential here.
Okay.
What she did in coming to South Carolina after leading the nation in scoring at Florida State was a sacrifice.
Yeah.
She said it. Coach Staley said it. And what she wanted to do, she did exactly everything she wanted to do with that transfer. I'm happy for Tania Latson.
And so does the YouTube chat. The YouTube chat loves this pick, from what I'm being told.
Amazing. Shout out to the chat.
Shout out to the chat.
What up, chat?
Are y'all having fun? Are you guys enjoying this? Are y'all vibing
We'll be
with
taking
us?
some questions from y'all if you want to and send them in. But I love it too because what she wanted was to experience deep season success. They made it all the way to the national championship game, which she was huge in defeating UConn, which obviously had the controversy of Gino and Dawn. And sometimes that can be your championship and you like have a letdown. I just think it was hard to take this mountain down and they did it. And she was fantastic in that semifinal game. She wanted to showcase her defensive ability, which she improved in. She wanted to show efficiency increase. She didn't have to be a player that had to be high volume and take 20 shots.
Yeah.
And that she could play within a winning system.
So in the national championship game, if she had a better showing, do you see it being a different situation, maybe an earlier pick for Tania Latson?
If she was with Florida State?
No. I'm saying if against UCLA, they win that game. They beat UCLA, and it's a whole different scenario, right? Or she has a better showing.
I mean, look what it did for Gabriela Jaquez.
Right.
Jumped her all the way to number 5. You know, absolutely. I think the narrative changes swiftly.
Yeah.
I think, look, Gabriela Jaquez is a player whose body might translate immediately. She's huge as a wing, 6 foot, and just like motor and efficient shooter. It's like that 3-and-D interchangeable player that a lot of programs want to see. But let's check this out right here, because we do have another pick in, and it came from the Chicago Sky, who picked up Latasha Lattimore out of Ole Miss, averaging about 11 points and 6 rebounds. Defensively, 2 blocks a game. This is somebody who's going to get after it.
For sure. Going to get after it. Experienced player, long, tall, can't teach height. Very versatile, can guard multiple positions as well. So I'm super excited to see that.
Are you not worried about, again, another forward going to Chicago now? Because you have, who am I thinking about?
We got
Azzi Stevens.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
We need some more bigs in Chicago. So I'm not mad at it.
Let me look at Chicago
They can load up a little bit. Chicago needs to load up a little bit.
No, they got room for her. No, well, they have
There's
Elizabeth
room.
Williams.
Yes.
Elizabeth Williams.
Great vet. Love E-Will.
Rakia Jackson, but she can stay. She's on the wing.
She's a 3.
She's on the wing. Nah, actually, I like it.
Yeah, I like it
Lattimore
too.
has a shot to be a contributor.
I totally agree.
If we were given a grade, I would give this one.
Yeah, what would you give it?
I would say A-.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I like that. She's super rangy, 6'4", kind of gets off the floor quick, has some versatility.
She can guard multiple positions.
Absolutely, and I think that like interchangeable player, she fits.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, these draft picks are coming in quick. We can barely keep up with them. Okay, so the Toronto Tempo, Tiani Key out of Kentucky.
Toronto going to the 6.
Okay, going to Canada. Again, Toronto with Coach Sandy Brandello. I'm trying to keep up with my numbers. Okay, so she's joining Isabel Harrison, Brittany Sykes, Marina Mabry.
Yeah.
Shakira Austin got that bag. How do you like this for her?
I like it. I think looking at her in the tournament, Kentucky played well. I think they played greater than what most people may have expected, and she was. What you laughing at?
I'm laughing at how fast they're going.
This
Oh my
one.
God,
So
this is
after the first round, once the last person in the draft room is picked, it's boom, 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 gone. So keeping up with it is definitely tough. You know what's interesting? Janiyah Barker.
Oh, hasn't been picked up yet. Let's talk about it. But first, let's pay off a little bit to Key right now out of Kentucky. 6'5" center, more traditional size. This is somebody who really is going to get on the glass, the offensive glass side of the ball, could help out on a defensive infrastructure with her size. This is a more traditional physical big.
And
is there still room for that in today's WNBA?
That's a really great question. I mean, if it works, it works. You got Lauren Betts. I mean, she's 6'7". That's way different than 6'4".
She's super mobile, super skilled. I'm not sure that Key is exactly that.
Agreed. This is true. But, I mean, if in general, you're saying, is there still room for that? I think there is, as long as it's efficient.
Okay. Child, you bringing up the tea now. So top prospects still available, and you thought it was interesting that Janiyah Barker, who finished her career at Tennessee, after leaving UCLA from last year, then the team she left went ahead and won that championship, and it's like, I don't know, Tennessee struggled so much, was it worth it? It was so dysfunctional. Was it worth it? This is one of those scenarios where I certainly believe that Tennessee will be back.
Yes.
And
they'll be back.
All programs go up and down, and I think there was a lot of things that spiraled out of control, from the press conference and with Coach Caldwell, and that they'll be better from that.
Yeah.
But you hit that transfer portal, you could also have a situation that ends like this, where the chemistry didn't hit, the players didn't click, and, it doesn't help.
I think what's frustrating for me in seeing this, she has the most potential, I'm going to say, out of anyone in the draft. And that's a big statement. That's
really?
A bold
Tell
statement.
me about her game.
Her ceiling. She's 6'4". She's able to shoot. She's crafty. She reminds me of a Tina Charles, but maybe even just a little bit more mobile, like a very young Tina.
Okay.
Her game is scary good, yes. I don't think I'm gassing. I think that she has the most potential out of anyone. So for her, we're already going into the 3rd round and not seeing where she's ended up yet. I don't know if it's a personality thing, once GMs and coaches kind of hear about different stories. I don't know. I'm not on that side of things.
Again, the transfer portal, like sometimes it's like nothing sticks. She was at Texas A&M.
Yep.
She was at UCLA. Now Tennessee.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to water the grass because you can get a chance to develop someone.
This is so true.
And sometimes it works. Like we've had a number of situations. TCU, look at these kids that come in for 1 year and then elevate their draft stock.
This is true.
But I do want to point out the other side of the portal, that it can also not, work out.
This is true. I do see wherever she does end up, if she gets the right development, is in the right system, and has people around her that believe in her and can help her elevate, I think she's going to flourish and has the potential to. And now this adds a chip to her shoulder as well.
Yeah. And so look, the Phoenix Mercury are on the clock right now, looking at who's next and who's top prospects left on the board. The Phoenix Mercury lost the big one. They lost Satu Sabally. Satu is to New York.
Shout out to my girl.
Her and Sabrina Ionescu are reunited, a little Oregon throwback there. But what Phoenix is bringing back is Alyssa Thomas, got to that bag, gave her the multi-year deal. They re-signed DeWanna Bonner, who was going to go down, as a Hall of Famer for the Phoenix Mercury.
For sure.
And then Kalia Copper, they re-signed. They made it all the way to the finals last season, fall short. How much weaker do you think they are this season, or do you still think they're a championship contender?
I mean, we're still going through free agency / the draft. We're going through so many different transitions in a very quick period of time. Knowing what they lost in Satu Sabally, a player who can play 3-4, bigger, able to shoot, score from the inside and out, I feel like that's the type of player that they're going to look for.
Okay,
A
let's
bigger
get back.
player that can hit the three.
Oh, sorry, Mo. Did you want to finish that?
No.
Okay, no, because the pick is in. Picks are moving faster than we can talk right now. Phoenix Mercury, another player out of France. So they went with Ines Pitarch-Grano.
Okay.
What about these French players? Like, they are just really dominating in this draft.
I think the Olympics was a huge stage for them.
The stages.
Yeah, it opened up a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah.
And so even last year, playing for the Valkyries, playing with 3 French players on my team, and seeing Gabby Williams and her elevation as well. Yeah, the French are really putting on.
Yeah, okay, we got to move on because, look, the next pick is in for the Atlanta Dream. They went with India Navarre.
I like that pick.
Guard out of North Carolina. Why you like that one, Mo?
I'm a fan of her game. I mean, she was with your former team, the Cards, for a while.
Yeah.
I think she did well there, but I
Cardinal.
think the Cardinal. I think this year with North Carolina, she stepped up big, especially in the tournament. I thought she was a leader for her team. I saw her senior leadership. I like the way that she's physical, her physicality, the way that she uses her body to score. When I think of the Atlanta Dream, that's what I think of when I see that team.
Remember how high I was on Medina Okat's pick to Atlanta? Just that there was a ton of upside. Hey, here's a player who's barely played ball, averaged a double-double in one of the top conferences in the country, has played at a high level. Like, I love that. I think this is a cool pick, too, like, for Navarre, in that she's a guard who at the what can translate is her defensive intensity and physicality as a guard. 100%. Like she's got hustle, she's gonna play defense, she averages nearly 3 steals a game. I think there's room for that on a WNBA team, especially off your bench, maybe if you wanna change things up defensively.
100%.
She doesn't have to come in there and be a scorer, you just gotta be a threat. But she rebounds very well. She's 5'8". Rebounds 5 a game from the guard position and almost 4 assists. So this was all AC, all defense. And, this is a team that's already very defensive-minded. Alicia Gray, Jordan Canada, Ryan Howard, Angel Reese.
Tahina Pow.
Pow. Like, but those 4 that I mentioned are defensive dogs.
And she's totally adding to that. So
culturally, it fits.
Culturally. I mean, when you look at the makeup of the team, that's what it is.
And another thing too is, look, Jordan Canada will change the game with her defensive. Like, she'll pick up and just get in your shorts and make you insane.
Oh, I hate it.
Unfortunately, I love Jordan. I pray every year that she doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's a little chunk of the season that she misses. And hey, that's how Tahina Pow got minutes last year for Atlanta, right? When Jordan went down with that injury.
100%.
And so look, you got another guard that maybe can come in and bring the same defensive intensity that Jordan could, maybe not close to how great she is on offense.
Right.
But I'm not saying that, first of all, let's knock on wood. Keep my girl healthy, basketball guys.
Have a great year.
Jordan is gonna be great and healthy and just play a full season. But I just think, look, there's a guard who fits that mold.
I like that a lot. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the point guard. She's able to play off the ball as well. So I think that's a great pickup by the Atlanta Dream.
Okay, so overall, I didn't get your take on, because we had to move through different trades. We're moving right now. So up next will be the Las Vegas Aces with their first pick of the draft. But just overall, how did you like Angel Reese being traded to the Atlanta Dream? And they gave up the two first round picks in 27 and 28. That was the Chicago Sky in order to do it. Many critiqued that, saying that, look, that wasn't the right haul for what Angel Reese gives. And they actually gave up the 2028 pick to bring in J.C. Sheldon. So Chicago Sky do not really, they're banking on now more than the future, it seems like.
This is true, but when I first saw that trade, I was like, how is it gonna work? Because at that point, we're still going through free agency. I'm like, Brittany Griner's still there. They still have their bigs from last year, and obviously things have moved now. So I think it makes sense. It's interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. Not a lot of space. Not a lot of space.
For Chicago or for Atlanta?
For Atlanta. I'm thinking in Atlanta.
Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard shooting that ball? That's not space enough for you?
Yeah, it's some. But when you have bigs that are more so back to the basket, which, I mean, Atlanta played with that last year and it worked really well. So they know what they're doing. They're doing something right.
Yeah, I gotta check Jordan's numbers. Jordan's not gonna pop that three a little bit? More speedy to the rack, all that open space.
Facilitate.
Look, I know Angel been working on her three-point shot and playmaking. One thing we found last season from Angel with Chicago, even though the season was rough, in Ty Marsh's first year, when they gave Angel space and room to get downhill, she was a playmaker. Like, she averaged nearly 3 assists or almost 4 assists a game last year. Like, really made a jump.
Yeah, we already know it's going to be rebound central in Atlanta.
And she's going to bring defense.
Yeah.
But Smezko is a coach that got their offense humming.
This is true.
So I like the combination of players so far. I like that they play D. I like that they can score.
And look who just got drafted.
We've got a new pick in for the Las Vegas Aces, Janiyah Barker out of Tennessee. Mo, you spoke at length about this. She's finally off the board at number 29 in the second round to the Aces. 1, do you like the pick? 2, do you think she dropped? Is this a drop in the draft for her?
Totally dropped. Like I said, she has, I think, the most potential out of anyone. I mean, if we're watching her highlight right now, look at her handle. Not many bigs at 6'4" are able to handle, finish at the rim, 3-level score, having that strength. She has all of that. I think it's going to be awesome, her playing with A'ja Wilson, Cheyenne Parker, Tyus, who just had a baby and just came back and
had big impact minutes in that playoff run to the championship.
Janiyah Barker's playing with stars in Vegas, and so I think that'll uplift her game. But again, when you get to the second round, kind of more late, it's like, are these people going to make the team?
Case study, Melissa Smith. Always had talent, not quite reaching it for the beginning of her career. Gets moved to Vegas, plays alongside A'ja Wilson and the level and standard of excellence that it is, plus other champions, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, and you go to a place where the standard is what the standard is. Look how she elevated her game.
This is true.
Look how she elevated her game. And this is the same kind of story with Janiyah Barker, who has talent and potential, just hasn't found a way to maximize it.
I think that's tough to compare, though, because
Why?
Melissa Smith is a #1 pick. She was put on that platform. Starting position coming into a team. The Indiana Fever know they weren't really great at that time. She's the #1 pick.
Damn, great point.
It's
I still think it's valid, though, to say that, like, going to a team like the Aces, who have won how many championships? 3 or 4? 4?
Yeah.
Like, it elevates.
I agree.
Like, you can't come in there on BS. Like, Becky gonna get you. We're good.
I know.
I also think there's an opportunity, though, that one of the issues for the Aces has always been depth. You know, so I think there is an opportunity for there to be more for a young player to come in and make an impact, like an Aaliyah Nye, who got picked up in expansion.
This is true.
There's room for it.
I agree with that. And I see Janiyah Barker coming in and making an immediate impact. You're talking about depth. A'ja Wilson's going to need someone who can come in. They just lost Kia Stokes as well. Kia Stokes going to the Valkyries. So that is another position that just opened up. So you're absolutely right about that.
Okay, guys, we just wrapped up the second round, the final pick of the second round, the 30th pick, heading to the Washington Mystics, one of their 6 picks on the night. It is going with the power forward out of Baylor, Dariana Littlepage Buggs. And so, you know, you look at how they had 6 picks tonight. That is another one that gets picked up. This is a Swiss Army knife type player that can also play some defense. You've got a lot of really bigger players, only, you know, wings to forwards and centers that they brought in. So size has been a consistent theme here for the Mystics.
They're going to be big. That training camp is going to be fun.
Why?
They're going to be.
It feels like there's going to be a lot of elbowing and banging.
Yeah, but
Who wants to have
they're
be
gonna
black and blue?
They're going to be in there competing at a high level. They're really young, obviously, with all these draft picks. They're going to be running. But they're going to be a very in-shape team. They're going to be a gritty team. Excited to see that, excited to play against them. I need to look at my schedule and see when I play against them.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, but this is an interesting player too because she's not just like your typical traditional big and Dariana Little Page Bugs. Like she's versatile, mobile. You know, she's got some langiness to her, aggressive, someone that, you know, can help you with rebounding, but also can like make a play. So I think that you know could bode well in a training camp scenario. That versatility.
Do you see her making the team?
I'm not sure. I have no idea. Really.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to say. But what I do see happening here in this draft is size being the theme for the Mystics.
Yes,
So
they
they're gonna
came
be
in with a
big.
mission and a plan.
Yeah.
So we're going to be the biggest team in
Yeah.
this draft.
Is that good in the W?
I think so. There's something you can't teach size, and we're in the 3rd round. It's just going.
All
It is
right.
going
Here we
fast.
go. Let's get to the top of the 3rd round here. With the number 31 draft pick, the Dallas Wings picked Z Spearman out of Tennessee. Number 32 pick for the Chicago Sky, Tony Morgan gets picked up. Right now, we are watching live as Kathy Engelbert is giving the Connecticut Suns pick.
There's someone in the draft room.
And this is the number 33 pick, Sarah Williams out of UConn.
Hey, come on.
The transfer to UConn. Girl, what do you make of her transfer season? Was it an upgrade? Was it not? Do you think she could have gone higher than the 3rd round if she just stayed? This is a leading question, huh?
Yeah, no, I think that's an excellent question. Yes, I think if she stays, of course she goes higher. This draft class was very strong, but I think she has a great chance of making this team, just seeing how she plays, knowing how she plays. She was strong, solid for UConn, had a great year. So, yeah, I see this working out in her favor, even though I think another year could have been very beneficial for her.
Yeah, it's interesting here, you know, because she played an important role with UConn, you know, got to play at the depths of the college season. These are, you know, stats that take a dip, though. You know, she's still a nearly 60% field goal shooter, but 7 points and 4 rebounds and 1.5 assists per game. Like, you sacrificed to come and play with one of the best teams in the country.
When you're playing behind Sarah Strong, there's not going to be many minutes, and those minutes are probably going to come in the 3rd, 4th quarter when she's no longer playing.
Well, Sarah Williams started for UConn. She's a big. Yeah.
She didn't consistently start, though, did she?
By the end of the season.
Okay.
But, you know, listen, no, I think she was always in there making impact. This is somebody who spent 3 seasons in Wisconsin and, like, took a major hit in stats. Her efficiency is the only career high there of 58%. But when she was with Wisconsin, she averaged nearly 20 points per game as a junior. So that is a drop, right?
That's true.
But one thing that has stood out for her is her defensive ability. And I think to anybody who plays at UConn is often W ready, right? They prepare you. They prepare you for the pros.
I think better than any team in NCAA.
Oh
Rory
my
Harmon,
gosh.
we got to talk about it.
Oh, at number 34 for the Mystics, Rory Harmon gets picked up.
Yay.
This was one of my favorite players in college basketball.
Tell me why.
Her resilience, her heart, her toughness on defense, her playmaking ability, just how she sets her teammates up. Somebody who, through injuries, came back and was strong.
Yeah.
She just has so much heart. I love
Feisty.
And brought Texas to, you know, 2 Final Fours.
Agreed. The chat is loving this Rory Harmon pick, by the way.
Talk about it, chat. What's going on with Rory?
Can we hear from the chat? I would love to hear from the chat, see some comments. What's going on there? I'm loving it too. I know we're not grading anymore. I would give this an A+ just because I feel like Rory Harmon is the type of player she's an impact player, man. Like, she can come on any team. She just seems like such a leader. She's a dog. Those are the types of players I want to play with, especially a point guard who she's going to be playing behind Georgia Amore. She's going to be playing with Alicia Clark. Two players that I know Georgia Amore is not a vet, but just that mentality, strong mentality. And she's coming in with that. I think she fits in very well.
So you think she has a shot?
I think she has a shot.
I'm hearing people in the chat saying it's a W pick and that they're happy for her. And I feel the same way. I'm happy for Rory Harmon.
I'm happy for her too.
And I feel like she's got an uphill battle, but she's been very resilient through her college career and that she can do it. She rewrote the record books for assists and steals at Texas, one of the top point guards in the nation, and often got kind of shat on, like didn't get some of those All-American awards and you were like, whoa, what? And they missed her a lot. And so.
You think she got slighted?
A little.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard because you gotta say like who doesn't get those awards. Yeah. But
True.
she's not she's small. She's small, girl. And she don't shoot the three like that.
Yeah.
But she can make impact. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do at the W level, and maybe develop, but I don't know. She's got to be a threat shooting-wise at that size, right? Or can you just do it off of defense on the W?
No, you have to be able to do a little bit of both in the W. And something that we have to note, Roz, we're talking about, are these players going to make it? Are they going to get cut? Whatever's going to happen in the future with these teams. But this is the first year with the new CBA that we have, I can't remember the name, but players that are extra players, like every team.
12 spots. Right?
No, but every team has
development players.
Development players.
Boom.
Thank you.
Come on now.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah.
So even if
why
she
is that
doesn't,
important?
Well, even if a Rory Harmon doesn't make the team, she's able to still develop. She's able to be in market. So if a player goes down, you have this player that's been developing, that's been working, and they're ready. They're in market. They're ready to come. Where in the past, that has not always been the case. Teams are having to call up a player from a whole nother state, bring them out. And now this is going to be a completely different process.
Yeah, and also teams are required in the new CBA to have 12 players on the roster as opposed to possibly doing 11, and so it just makes more room for more players, like younger players, to make these rosters and more spots. And actually, with 5 teams coming by 2030, expansion, there's going to be more and more room.
Yeah.
We have to move along. Take us back to the draft board, because while we were so excited for Rory Harmon, Amelia Hassett went to the LA Sparks at 35. Charlize Dunn out of Davidson went to the Toronto Tempo, and the Portland Fire's pick is in at number 37. Taylor Bigby out of TCU. Okay, TCU back on the board.
Taylor Bigby, I think about her in the NCAA tournament playing against Washington.
Yeah.
And how pivotal of a game that was, not only for TCU, but for her specifically. She was huge in that game. I think she had a career high in that game.
The stage is big, and that can take you far. It can be something that, like in a draft situation, GMs are in the draft room, in the what is that, the war room?
In the war room.
And they remember that.
Yeah.
That like bright lights, big stage, something was on the line, you stepped up.
Those little moments.
Absolutely.
They're like, I want her. I want her to come on this team and make an impact.
Absolutely. So that might have paid off there. And what's happening in the third round, like for picks? Are these players that can, stick? Like, what's happening for them as they head to training camp, these third round type players?
Man, I mean, for the players themselves, the mentality needs to be, yes, I can stay. I can come in, I can make an impact. You can only control what you can control. You don't know what these teams have planned. And as unfortunate as it is, when we talk about the third round, there aren't many players who do stick. It's very rare. But you also have to look at the players who maybe weren't even drafted who have stuck in the league that are still playing. And so.
And Erica Wheeler.
Correct.
Incredible story. I mean, a rare story, right?
Rare.
She goes on to be an MVP of an All-Star game.
Yeah. It's very possible. So
it's to say nothing is impossible.
Exactly.
It can be done.
So the mindset has to be like, yes, it can be done for sure.
Moving along, we have more picks that have come in. Staying on theme, like all of these expansion teams between the Valkyries, the Fire, and the Tempo, they've leaned heavily on international talent.
Correct.
Coming in, it's Kokoro Tanaka out of Japan. This is a guard. Just continuing to build on that international success. I've talked with teams that discuss the importance of having leadership that is well-versed on the international game.
I like that.
And
when I look at this pick, I'm thinking about Coach Natalie Nakase, who is Japanese, who coached in Japan. I'm not sure if she's coached this player before, But it makes me think of the correlation. Maybe she's coached against her. She saw her. So I'm seeing that as being the fit of how this ended up happening.
Actually, it's really important because the representation did matter. Like, you know, it was a huge storyline that Coach Natalie Nakase is your coach of the year and like the first coach, I believe, of Asian descent, and then wins coach of the year. It's important.
Caitlin Chen was
being
there. The first Taiwanese player in the W. Huge representation, obviously, being in the Bay Area.
Globally. We're not just talking Europe or just, we're Africa, we're Asia. It's everywhere. And the Valkyries are really that melting pot. And now you've got a player from Japan. Like, it's very important, you know? So, okay. How is it for fan bases, though? That's my question. Like, the common American fan trying to, like, learn, you know, you might have followed Flau'jae Johnson, who just got traded from the Valkyries, through her LSU career, or you had the chance to watch the UConn girls, or the UCLA girls, or this and that. But you've got this influx of players that you've never heard of. They came from overseas.
Yeah, this is very true. And so I think it also brings from a perspective of you're bringing eyes from overseas to the W game.
True.
That's how I'm looking at it.
True, and also the globalization of the game. Like America, this, you know, I said this before, but when the Olympics happen, this won't be your grandma's, you know, USA national team. There's going to be a lot of people who are playing in their first Olympics in LA. Your Angel Reese, your Caitlin Clark, you know, there's going to be some new faces, maybe Mo Billings.
I was just thinking that.
Come on, say it, give me that. But, you know, this isn't, hey, Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi did 6 straight Olympics, you know? Like, even though U.S. has won 8 straight gold medals, correct?
Yep.
It's not a given at all. The world has gotten much better.
There's a lot more parity now. It's exciting to see.
How was it in Puerto Rico?
Oh my gosh. Well, in Puerto Rico, we were so dominant.
Yeah,
so it was so exciting playing with a dominant team where from top to bottom we came in and we hadn't been together long, but we all knew our roles. We had a great time.
Amazing. All right, speaking of great times, the Seattle Storm have had a great time picking their next pick in the 3rd round. Grace Van Sluten out of Michigan State at number 39 in the 3rd round, averaged 15 points, about 7 rebounds, you know, could make a play out of it, 50% from the field. You know, more of a post player who was efficient and really is much better working with her back, you know, close to the rim.
And what I'm seeing in this highlight, I like her. It looks like she just has a mental side of the game. Just her cuts that we're seeing, the passes that she's making. It looks like she's an experienced player for sure.
Yeah. Worker, motor, will get on the offensive glass, you know.
IQ, that's the word I'm looking for.
IQ, plays up tempo. I think someone who can play hard, you know, I think can push training camp. Maybe in the 3rd round too, you're thinking about in a season like this where there's so little time to get it together and you're not one of those teams like the Aces or the New York Liberty who are basically running back the same rosters. Some of these are brand new franchises. You might be trying to think about how do I get my team on the same page, on track in training camp as soon as possible. And maybe at this point, you're just building what's the best training camp roster for our team to practice with.
That's a really great point, Roz. And even like I said earlier, not just training camp, but the developmental pool as well. Who's going to be in that developmental pool? Okay, your team, the Indiana Fever, is back with the pick. Jessica Timmons, what do you think about, what does your new teammate need to be thinking about the Indiana Fever, this guard out of Alabama?
That's a really great question. We're going to come in playing a lot of defense, playing a lot of great defense. We have elite scorers, right? So my mentality coming in is we need to get the ball to these scorers, set hard screens, make their lives easier. So I think that could be her mentality too. And looking at this highlight, my girl can shoot from 3, getting it inside as well.
She's good off the bounce.
Off the bounce.
She really was able to showcase scoring. She was the leading scorer at Alabama after transferring in from NC State. So really had an opportunity to show what she could do as a bucket, as a scorer. And this was a situation where I think the transfer portal worked in her favor. You know, this is a team where you could really show, look, she almost 5 rebounds a game, 2 assists. You know, shot pretty solid as a guard from the field goal percentage. She's got quickness, she's got potential on D, and she can do things off the bounce. So, yeah.
Welcome to Indy, my girl.
Welcome, boo. Absolutely. Mo's gonna be your vet. Mo, do you make the youngins get chicken, or do they have to get like smoothies?
You see, I was never a vet. I'm still not a vet like that. I had great vets, and I used to have to pass out shoes. I used to have to pass out uniforms, all that. So I might have my little rookies do little things like that, but nothing too crazy.
You are so nice. I could
I
see you like
know.
having yoga day with the rookies.
Yeah, of course.
Like you're picking them up smoothies.
Yeah.
Lending money.
No, literally. That's kind of a rule in the W. Like, you never make rookies pay. That's always been a thing.
Oh, well, okay. Well, now everybody's making so much more
It's a
money.
little different now.
Now that the bag is bigger, baby.
It's a little different now. So we gonna see.
Did they already make their pick? I was just gonna say the New York Liberty were up.
did.
The New York Liberty made a pick. So I'm from New York. I covered the New York Liberty in the summer as their color analyst. Hey, go New York Liberty. And one thing about the Liberty, they gonna get richer. This season. They be picking in the talent, boys. So they got their first pick on the draft with the number 35 pick, and the New York Liberty. Did I make that up?
No, it was 40. It's 41.
Oh, 41, excuse me. With the number 41 pick, and they picked up Manuela Pouch out of Australia.
Okay.
And one thing that the Liberty have done very well, they do understand international picks. Leonie Febish, what they've been able to pull from out of there. I mean, just a number of great players. They've even also understood like the weight game. Sometimes you draft and stash, especially with them European players.
Yeah.
And so they've paid off. Jonathan Kolb is an excellent GM. There is going to be some question marks about what new head coach Chris DeMarco. I remember him when I was the sideline reporter for the Warriors.
Yeah.
I came up with Chris DeMarco.
Right.
I'm going to have a hard time not being like, bro, you're the coach?
Yeah. That's your guy.
No, but he's super smart. Players love him. Sabrina Ionescu seems to really like him. And obviously they think he's the future as far as like the way he sees the game.
I like the pieces that they've already brought in. Obviously, Satu Sabali today signing Rebecca Allen. She's returning back to New York.
Yep. I was there when she was with Bill Laimbeer as the head coach. With the
OG days.
I was bad. I'm aging myself, but I was covering the New York Liberty back then.
That's fire, Rob.
Absolutely. Bill Laimbeer years. I was there. Jersey years, Prudential Center games, or not Prudential Center. They had us in some weird places.
In White Plains?
White Plains, but before that,
Before
used
that.
to have to play in Jersey when the Garden wasn't available or going through renovations, and that was Madison Square Garden because they were with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So, but they add Satu and Sabrina.
Huge.
How do you like that Oregon reunion there? Stewie's coming back, although that hasn't been announced, but Stewie already said she's coming back. JJ's back. And then, I'm hoping, Benijah, Marine Johannes.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Benijah come back. A healthy Benijah, she's elite.
She's important to their success. She brings a toughness and a grit, and ability to get to the rim and make a play when things are tough, and she D's on the ball.
Yeah.
She's tough, she's physical. They missed her.
I was going to say, that's what they were missing last year. You saw it firsthand, so you could probably speak to it better than me.
They missed her.
Yeah.
And like last year, the Liberty were stacked and expected to also contend for a championship and run it back. They won the year before. But they were so riddled.
I know.
But there were multiple teams that were injury riddled that did well. They were injury riddled, but they also had urgency issues. Like there would be games where they should win and they'd be down or come back and win. But it was very lethargic, and something had to shift for the Liberty. They didn't like it.
Right. Is my girl Tosh Cloud coming back? Is the biggest question mark that I have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But, we love Tosh, what she brings in personality and defense. At some point, when you've got Satu, Sabrina, Stewie, JJ, Leonie Febish, like, this is all costs money, This all costs money, and it's going to be hard to, have everything fit. How do you like Satu in New York?
I like it. I do wish that she could have played with her sister, because being her friend, selfishly, I know that that's what something that she had wanted, both of them. But I think New York fits her. Had a great year with Phoenix. I think she's bringing that championship experience to New York. New York won the chip 2 years ago. I see them being a huge contender to run it back.
Okay, let's catch up with our draft board right now, because we did complete the third round. That flew by. So let's give a couple of shout outs to other players that got picked up along the way. 45 picks went down for the, what is that one? The Portland Fire? No, that's the Phoenix Mercury. They have a new logo. I was like, who is that? They did redo their logo. They had a whole event around that too.
Okay.
Come Come on now.
Oh,
Okay,
that is?
rebrand. No, but they pick up Esther Radkai out of Hungary. Congratulations to Keja Ran out of China, going to the Atlanta Dream at 43. At 44, to the Las Vegas Aces, the defending champions, Jordan Obi out of Kentucky. And finally, that sharpshooter out of Utah, Lanny White, is finding her way to the Minnesota Lynx at 45.
And they could use a sharpshooter. Natisha Heidemann was kind of that. Coming off the bench, she would come in, she can light it up. So if Lonnie White able to make this team, I know that this is a really far pick, it's a low pick, but if she's able to make this team and stand out in that way, be consistent, when your number's called, hit those tough shots, I think it's a great fit.
Okay, so let's revisit our draft recap. We see round 3. Can we see round 1 and 2 and how those picks went as well? Because Mo, what I'm going to ask you on the other side, and chat, let us know what you think too, okay?
What's up, chat?
Like who's your winners of the draft? Who did great? Looking at that first round, remember number 1 overall, people didn't. This was one of those drafts where it wasn't a given, and Azzi Fudd is going to the Dallas Wings. Olivia Miles, number 2. At Minnesota Lynx, Awa Fam, who could have went 1, ends up in Seattle.
Yep.
And Lauren Betts rounds out that top 4 where, people thought it could have been one of those 4. She ends up in Washington.
Yep.
I'll start with my biggest surprise.
Tell me.
Not hard. Gabriela Jaquez.
I'm right there
at number
with you.
5.
Yeah.
Not a surprise to me because she was my draft pick that I was watching.
Okay.
And that I was at I covered this team. So I very much was high on Gabriela Jaquez. I, too, did not have her at 5, but I was like, she played her way into that.
Totally. Yeah, I didn't have her at 5 either. Like I said earlier in the show, selfishly, I wish she was at 10 because I would have loved to play with a player like her with that type of energy, who I do think Chicago won because of that.
Okay.
One of the teams that I would say won in this draft. And also, I'm going to say Seattle. They have some really, really great picks. Consistently throughout this draft. I think they're going to be contenders for sure.
Yeah. I'm interested in what all that size is going to do with the Mystics. I don't know how it all fits, but I'm interested. I am concerned about remember I was concerned about the fit of all those bigs that need development in Seattle.
Yeah.
So Awa Fam, Dominique Malunga, even Ezzie McMcGore, as much as veteran as she is, there's a lot going on there. I'm not quite as sure.
That's valid.
Is there anyone that you think maybe didn't win in the draft, or are we all winners at the draft?
We're all winners, right? Well, I will say we got to shout out the chat because the chat is saying the Mystics won the draft. They have the most.
Let's see the Mystics board.
They have
How
the
they
most
doing the
options,
draft?
though.
Let's see what the Mystics is. Yeah, right?
They
Y'all
had
had
the most
6
options.
picks.
They had a lot of picks.
I hope this is a numbers game.
Yeah,
Y'all had
they
6
chose a lot
picks.
of people.
They gonna
but
be
shout out
young
to the
and
chat.
big.
We love y'all.
Shout out to
Thank
the
you
chat.
for hanging out with us. This has been so fun. So
Okay.
this is Washington.
So they got 2 of them UCLA girls.
Yes.
Oh, and they got Rory in there, which is a great story.
That is.
Look, Cody's got, room to improve, but that's a nice draft prospect. And who knows if Prosper and Little Page Bugs can surprise you or at least, make it interesting in training camp.
Yeah. I think, like I said earlier, this is going to be an interesting training camp for sure. It's going to be intense. It's going to be physical.
Yeah.
When I see all of these players, I see them putting it together. They're just really young.
Look at that size, though, between Lauren Betts, Dugalich,
Yep.
even McMahon as an undersized, forward. You add that with, now, show back the Mystics, size that's already there. Kiki Iriafen. Who else is there?
Yeah, Shakira Austin.
Well, didn't Shakira get the bag? International? I'm confused.
No.
But free agency is going at the same time.
Shakira's still in Washington.
Okay.
She just committed to stay in Washington. So yeah, it's a whole lot of bigs up in there.
Whole lot of young
that I have
ones.
to guard. I have to play against these big players.
Jeez Louise. What is
Hey,
that
I might
like?
need you to lace them up, bro. I feel like you still got it.
At minimum wage, $300,000. I'm about to find some extra. I'm about to go back to college, some extra eligibility.
Come
Shoot,
on
they're
now.
making the bread too. I need a time machine. Because broadcasters have not caught up with that. Help!
No.
No, just kidding. We're so well taken care of
For
here
sure.
at Bleacher Report. But guys, this has been incredible. The draft has been super fun.
Yeah.
I mean, is our show wrapping up because the draft is over, or can we just sit on the couch and chill all night?
Girl, I guess we just chit-chatting.
Have you watched the latest in
We
Bridgerton?
yapping.
So I started Bridgerton, wasn't really a fan. I'm not
Wow, we'll have to
talk
discuss
about
that off.
Yeah, we'll
off
talk about
thing.
it later.
But, you know, on any given night, there's so many games on national television this year for the WNBA's 30th season.
Come on.
You know, also so many games local. There's so many ways to watch it. There's so many ways to engage. Women's basketball has never been bigger. We're zooming through April. The CBA has been absolutely exciting, exhilarating, transformational, historic. It's a really momentous time for the WNBA stepping into the 30th season.
It's a privilege to be a part of it, honestly. I love that you said that. I'm just excited. New contract, new year. I'm excited for both of us. Every time I come to New York, play against the Liberty, it's a reunion. You know, we got to get our photo in. But yeah, it's a great time. It's a great time to be a women's hooper, to be a fan as well. Chat, thank you for hanging with us. This was so much fun.
The draft, like the outfits, there's so much history in this. The first picks of new franchises, the expansion. There's quite a lot to follow. One thing I know for sure is the future is bright. This was a very talented draft class. College basketball is going to provide more. We're going to continue to see top talent coming out overseas. The game is super international as well.
And then expansion. The league is going to continue to expand. I think next year, 3 more teams coming in.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
We'll be watching you with the Indiana Fever for year 9, right, my girl?
Come on now.
We're so proud of you. Congratulations, Mo. Free agency continues, I guess, until training camp starts on the 19th of April.
It's madness.
Then
right
preseason, and then the first games of the WNBA season are May 8th. So stay tapped in. But thank you so much for rocking out with us, for watching the draft with us.
Let's do it again soon. I don't know when, but let's do it again.
My girl Mo, I'm Roz, and this is Bleacher Report. Thanks for rocking out with us. We'll catch you next time.